Well, welcome back, guys, for another edition of Nighttime. And joining us tonight, Gary.
How are you?
Good, thanks, champion. And yourself?
Yeah, good.
Good
to be here.
Sorry?
Good to be here.
Oh, good to have you, mate. Yeah. And we'll get into yesterday a bit later for you. But
No, it's breeze over that.
Oh, okay, fair enough. And have a beautiful, crazy lady once again.
Hello, I hope you all had a Merry Easter.
Yeah, was pretty good. I enjoyed myself.
Chocolates.
Family time.
No,
So,
chocolates.
Was for us, family time and some chocolates. So,
It was lovely.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, that's a good thing about Easter is catching up with family and chocolates and a few little dragons. Or,
Public holidays.
Yeah, Ironbark.
Oh.
Was good.
Sorry, Gary.
We did send out an SOS through via Facebook yesterday to see if you're okay.
I wasn't.
No.
I was working.
Anyway, speaking of...
little dragons.
Yeah, little dragon on the corner. He's back.
Hello, again. Happy Easter to everyone. Again.
Thanks, mate. You too.
Okay, just picturing him more blue instead of red. Is that Dickie Nee?
Very close.
More hair.
I've got a sticky outside.
Oh, I bet he's had one up him too. No, anyway.
Let's keep it PG, shall we?
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, it was getting straight into it, guys, with the NRL news.
We're doing the news first.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
All right. Why not? The Dolphins sit atop of the NRL ladder for the first time in their short history after running down the Titans, who are now the Telstra Premiership's only winless team after 4 rounds.
Interesting, that one. I can't see the Titans getting any further.
We sort of picked that at the beginning of it, didn't we?
Yeah, it did. And then, I said, oh, no, they got big turnout on that. What's
Then big turnout.
not anymore.
Poor bloke.
Well, David Fafita returned last week and they started off well, but they got run down.
I still think they're contenders for the spoon. They're my choice anyway.
At this stage, yeah. Very much so.
Sharks star Nico Hines continues to lead the Dally M medal count after 4 rounds, with Hamiso Tabuai Fidau, Dylan Edwards and Kalen Ponga all polling votes in round 4 to close within 1 point of the 2022 Dally M winner.
I'm just not sure how Nico Hines could be leading it when, especially when they lost the other week against
Tigers.
the Tigers.
Yeah.
And he's still leading. I just don't understand that one personally. Call me biased, call you what you want, but
Do they take points on a losing side?
you can if you're
well?
good, but still, I don't think he was the best on that field at that time. So, I mean, I may be biased, but I got big raps on this plate. But I think Dylan Edwards has probably been one of the form players of the competition.
He's been playing out of his skin.
Problem with that is there's a lot
He's
of...
in Penrith's side.
Yeah, there's a lot
That's
of...
true. That's
teammates.
the problem with the Knights too, because Kalen Ponga is such a superstar every week. It's hard to poll a point. But early days, so I'm not saying Nico doesn't deserve it. I just question a few things. So
I think Dylan will be the way he's going. The only way he won't get it, I think, is if he gets injured, which I hope he doesn't, except when he plays para.
moving on.
Sorry, Kylie.
Panthers winger Sania Taruva has now scored 11 tries in his past 8 NRL games after crossing for his hat-trick. Maverick Gaia, son of Penrith 91 grand final hero Mark, made his NRL debut off the bench, coming on in the 51st minute. I think he had a pretty good game too.
He made a pretty good impact for his first hit up too.
He didn't put a foot wrong. Only problem is with Mav at Penrith. There's so many quality players there. He's going to have to bide his time. Like injuries like with Sorensen may help through, but my only thing there is Jermaine Hopgood. Champion player got forced out because of so many quality players.
That was a good thing for us.
It was, but you don't want to lose someone like Mav. His family's Penrith.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You want to wrap him up. So unfortunately, it may push him out, but let's hope not.
Time will tell. Veteran Bronco Corey Oates entered the game from the bench with 14 minutes to play for his first NRL action of 2024, with the crowd giving him a standing ovation. The noise was crazy.
I loved it. Didn't I? I'm a Corey Oates fan. I like him. And when there was rumour of him coming to Newcastle, people, oh, no, he's too old. Yeah. I like the bloke. I rate him too.
I thought he went well when he come on.
He's still got a bit to offer.
And he's pushing up in the second row.
Yeah.
So you might see more of him in the second row. But, you know, there's players in clubs. You mightn't like that club, but there's players you like to watch the play. And I'm not a big Brisbane fan, but there's two players in the Broncos I like to watch, and that's...
Reece Walsh?
No. Obviously, Corey Oates and... what's his name?
Position?
Second row.
Carrigan?
No.
He's a good
Kiwi.
Jordan Ricky.
Jordan Ricky. I like watching them. But so he's a no. And when he come on, I thought it was fitting that he got a standing ovation like that. Well deserved.
Manly centre Ruben Garrick's first conversion of the game took him to 1,000 NRL points. Sea Eagles halfback Dally Cherry Evans equalled Cliffy Lyons' record of 309 appearances as Manly's most capped player.
Yeah, but in Cliffy's defence, you don't see Turbo coming off having half a packet of cigars before he goes back on. Where Cliffy Lyons used to and still racked up that amount of games.
Cliffy's still playing somewhere.
He's still playing, yeah, and he's still apparently smoking at half time like that. So
good on you, Cliffy.
Going well, sort of, in brackets.
well, to be smoking and still running around. Yeah.
Imagine all that tar in his lungs.
Yeah, imagine the stitches you're getting. Yeah, no thanks.
Fast.
Titans prop Jamin Joliffe's try was his first since round 2022 against Manly.
A little bit symbolic numbers.
Dolphins lock Max Plath was put on report and sin bin for a hip drop tackle in the 27th minute, which he's now missing 2 games.
Do I start now or do I wait till a bit later?
Wait.
See how the time goes.
David Fafita entered the game in the 25th minute for his first action of the 2024 season. He played 56 minutes but was placed on report late in the game for an attempted trip. And you know what?
Do I start now as well?
You know what I thought about that? Pappenhausen. Attempted?
I didn't see it.
No, but your mob attempted a trip and didn't
Regan
get...
Campbell-Gillard.
Nothing happened.
Again?
No,
Or
the other
from
week.
the
Against
other
Penrith.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
So David Fafita should have been let off.
That's right.
Consistent.
Well, I've got no dramas with that Parramatta, Regan getting let off. That's fine. No, I've got no issue. The issue is, now this bloke's done the same thing, now he's getting pulled up.
Did he make contact?
No.
We should have been like Regan.
As
you brought
far
that
as
up,
I
didn't
know,
you?
well, when he says an attempt, I don't think he made contact.
No, because they'd have trip.
Yeah. So I just don't... This is what's... I'm sorry, but Adam's going to have to get the beeper out here. Is what's me off because of the inconsistency of the rules. So it's okay for this player to do it, but it's not okay for that player. And that's what's destroying the game.
I've got a couple of questions here when it comes to my section, and then it sort of brings up...
Okay, I'll just shut up for now.
No, it's all good. You're the boss.
Titans coach Des Hasler has now lost 10 games in a row, dating back to his time at the Sea Eagles.
And he's probably lost more than 10 shades of hair since then as well, I'd say.
I'd say, yep.
Is he the one that ripped the door off?
Yes, that is correct. With the Bulldogs?
Manly.
Or was it Manly?
Yeah, it was at Parramatta Stadium, remember, in Sheds, yeah.
Yeah, but
Is that the
Parramatta
one-
Stadium.
I don't know.
Oh, and there's more. And it's hard to see where his next win is coming from, with the Gold Coast next facing the Cowboys, Raiders, Sea Eagles, Warriors and Storm.
Cool. When's the buy up?
I back my theory.
Titans with the spoon.
Does he want to back
I
out of the
can't
job
see him
now?
getting a point. Sorry?
Does he want to back out of the job now?
And make sure, they sacked Holbrook. For what?
Did anyone see his spray?
No, it was sort of the one that was behind the bit of the clothes. Yeah.
Like you were saying last week and the week before and the week before that, he's not the 17 that's going out in the
100%.
field.
You ask yourself, Holbrook couldn't get him to do anything. He can't get him to do anything. He's got to rely back onto them.
And it's not like they haven't got bad players in that squad.
I'll tell you what, give me the Titans for a couple of months. I guarantee we'll turn things around because if you're not performing, out you go.
Yeah.
Watch things change. And I'll bring in someone that wants to have a go. And they'll probably play for a quarter of what they're on.
100%.
The Titans became the first club in 22 years and just the third in NRL history to concede 28 points in 8 straight games. The Canberra Raiders will reportedly lodge a formal complaint with the NRL after claiming a Sharks trainer purposely tried to distract goal kicker Jamal Fogarty as he was attempting an important sideline conversion. The Raiders were trailing 30-22 with just over 7 minutes on the clock at the time of the kick following a James Schiller try. A successful conversion would have put Canberra to within a try. Footage from Fox Sports cameras captured Sharks trainer Daniel Holdsworth running down the sideline just metres from Fogarty as he was running into kick.
I can see what they're saying, and it could have. I mean, same thing happened to Cleary, but Cleary got it.
Parramatta got fined $5,000.
Parramatta got fined. Just fine him and move on. I don't.
He wasn't on the field though.
No, he was behind him, but it could
No,
have. It could have put him off, but I think this day and age, if you're a first grade player and you're a goal kicker, you should be able to block that out.
Yeah, because you get people in the crowd that boo you and stuff.
Yeah.
I was going to say fine him. Me personally, shouldn't be anywhere near him. I used to do goal kicking 100 years ago in bare feet. But
Bare feet and level ball.
that's it.
That's what my dad used to do.
Like you
too.
said, people used to boo me. As soon as I focused on the ball to run in, didn't hear a thing.
That's right.
A bomb could have went off. But some people might not.
No.
You know, you're
I don't
facing
think there was
here
any-
and a figure moves here, like here, not the crowd, because he's focused here, but something's here in your peripheral.
I don't think there was any malice. I think it was just a brain fart. So I'm happy for a fine to move on. I'm not going to say that it would change the game. I'm not going to say it wouldn't because we don't know.
That's probably what Ricky was alluding to.
I think
though.
that's what he is. Unfortunately, we can't. Let's just fine him and move on.
Fine him and say, like, in the future,
Yeah.
like, so that
Make an
it's
example.
not going
of
to
it.
happen again. Boom. If you're going to run or something, it's over there behind the
Behind the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
way out.
Or wait till he's kicked.
Exactly.
I'm happy.
Oh, yeah.
No. Yeah.
Where's Snotty and Snorty and all the others?
In NRLW news, the Commission has confirmed that the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs and the New Zealand Warriors will be part of the expanded 12-team 2025 Premiership.
Good.
Where's Penrith?
I was about to say something.
The Warriors were in it.
They
From the
were.
inception.
And then they folded for some reason.
Yeah.
Now, why did they fold?
Not enough players?
I don't know, but you've got. I know it looks like I'm biased towards Penrith, but I've seen and I've read into a bit of Penrith have a team ready to go. They've got all the. There's a lot of young females wanting to do it. Apparently, they've got everything ready to go. It's just getting the okay from the NRL. I don't know why if they've got someone.
Give them a call.
Well, that's right. They got. Well, she could be the coach. Well, the thing is, they've got the facilities there. They're about to get a new stadium. They've got the backing. Apparently, there's a lot of big Polynesian girls too that are ready to give it a rumble. So I'm saying, bring it on. Well, they scared Penrith are going to win that too. Could be, but so be it.
You took the words out of my mouth there.
But so be it.
Yeah.
So be it.
There's something in the water out
To
Penrith.
be honest,
eh?
I'm all for. I want this competition to grow, right? I want this to grow so every team that plays in the NRL should have 3 teams: first grade, reserve grade, women's.
Yep.
So when we go to Penrith this weekend to play Penrith, we take all 3 grades, and we sit there and we watch all 3 grades play.
Yep.
If not, you can't have a license in the NRL.
Yep.
Anyway,
West Tigers young gun Lachlan Galvin and Dolphins lock Max Plath have both been suspended for 2 matches after pleading guilty to hip drop tackles. That Dolphins one was pretty. How's your mum?
it was, but you had to feel for the poor bloke straight as soon as he done
Oh, it wasn't intentional, but it
He's-
looked painful.
He's just gone. Oh man, like he was sorry. John Plath was it? Played for the Broncos.
Yes,
that's his son.
That's his right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel sorry for him, but my issue is there. Okay, he gets 2 weeks. What's his name? Jack White. Got nothing. Similar thing.
Yeah, true.
Consistency.
Why? Oops. Why?
Because he's Jack Whiten.
I don't care. Like, if it's Jerome Law, he would have got done.
Yep.
No,
just-
Penrith are protected.
Apparently.
So that's a lie.
But this is the problem that's really getting up my goat is the inconsistency of the rulings of stuff and people getting away with stuff that shouldn't. Like other people can't, but they can, and it's dividing the game.
They could do it like 1 week, 2 weeks on the severity of it. Like some of them swing right around and just chop them down. There's others, they tackle them and the momentum just takes them around a little bit. You know,
Well, I was watching today.
I don't think there's any intention in any of them.
No.
It's just to get the bloke on the ground and
They've got to
the
get their
slide.
technique
But
better.
it's funny you say about Jack Whiten because I was watching today on YouTube the Knights playing Canberra at home and where he bit him. And I can't believe he got off on that.
Bit him.
Where Jack Whiten bit Tyson Gamble. And there's a massive bite mark in his arm and he didn't get a week for it. And I'm just sitting there thinking...
He's not in the Penrith jersey, is he?
Shut up, Gary.
this is what I'm getting at. Like, how could you not get suspended? I get Tyson didn't want to go any further from it, but unfortunately the allegation's already been made and there's a bite mark with slobber. How did he not get at least 1 week?
Didn't he miss the first 2 games of the year this year because of that?
Not because of that, no.
No, well, it was something else.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Injury or something.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and he's getting away with that. And then others do too. But well, anyway, move on. I won't get started on that. I'll be here all night.
And lastly, Lomax to leave Dragons at the season's end, possibly.
I'm sorry, I don't bag players, but what a goose.
Sook.
Yes. Where's he going to go?
Well, if he goes to Parramatta, he'll get what he wants.
Fullback?
Centre.
Who are they going to get rid of out there?
As long as it's good.
The way we're going, we need centres.
I don't care. As long,
Hurt,
as, long,
wingers
as, long
get
as we
hurt.
can get someone that is same quality as Lomax.
You will. You'll get rid of him. You'll pick someone else up, and you know who you will then have on your books in a couple of years?
Taruva.
100% you will.
I want him to go to the Knights.
Yeah, I want to swap it for Jenkins.
I don't want to swap.
Just want to
Don't send him back. Nah, I'll have Cogger.
Don't get me started there either.
Actually, I wouldn't mind an established goal kicker.
Well,
I mean, Flanagan's there too. He can kick goals.
yeah, but old mate can if he just pulled his head in.
it's just anyway. It's just
But he's playing good football on the wing. Why would you want to move?
because he doesn't want to play there. That's the thing.
Oh, he throws his ball out the cot like a sook.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I know,
Come
it's
on.
just yeah.
What's it called, Dean Victor? Don't get me started.
Hey, look, I'm not upset if he wants to go. If he wants
I
to go,
wouldn't be either.
let
To
it
be
go.
honest, if a player doesn't want to play at your club, see you later. There's the gate. You know, someone else will. Next man up.
we need some loyalty back in the game.
Yeah,
Anyway.
not much of that.
No.
Moving on.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it for the news.
Some good news this week.
Yeah.
A lot of news. Anyway, that time of week for a goes bag.
My turn to have a say. I just want your thoughts on the multicultural round. Why did only one team go to the effort to have a multicultural jersey? I feel it should have been all teams as they do with the Indigenous round. Merrill,
Very good.
100%.
Very good question, and I like that. To be honest,
100%.
Oh yeah, I would love to see more.
Hold up.
Okay, I zip it.
What team was it that went to the trouble of having a nice multicultural jersey?
Yes, it was
Warriors?
Penrith, and I tell you what, it was nice. It was all your tribal and
Because it's black too.
yeah, and it had all your New Zealand Maori stuff, your Fiji, had everything. And I would love to see. I would have loved the Knights to have one. I would have bought it straight away.
I was just about to say, they have different home and away games and Indigenous ones, yada, yada, yada. People buy them just to have them.
I would have.
So,
I would have been there in a heartbeat. See,
Like-
I'm all for this Indigenous, multicultural.
Yeah.
You know, I'm all for it, and I think that would be a better way to start introducing it and pushing it for. You know, they want more people. You know, to learn more about each culture. This is the best way to do it. And I've. It's no secret I've been trying to push with the NRL to do mental health round, and apparently they don't want it because there's too many rounds already, which I find absolute bullshit.
There's 26.
But you know, like different ones, players don't have to worry about what they turn up with. It's there for them to get dressed into. So
even have a game where it's not for fun. They have a bit of a lash out, but have the shirts, sign them, put them on for sale.
yeah.
But the only thing wrong with that is the people that have got money buy them, which is fine. But there are people out there that haven't got a lot of money to buy them.
Why are you looking at me for?
That's what Afterpay's for,
I
though.
was looking in the mirror.
No, but
I think
no,
he was
that's-
bypassing you and looking at me.
But no, that's good. I like that idea. But have them come out where you can buy them yourself. But the players that wear them sign them and auction them. And I'm all for it. I think it was great initiative by Penrith. And I take my hat off to them. And I just wish the Knights would, because I'll tell you what, I would have bought it.
Same as the Anzac ones, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. That old Anzac one, I got
Exactly.
3 or 4 of them. The new one I got one of, but the old one, I managed to get my hands on a few of them. And, yeah, you can't get them anymore. But that, honestly, I reckon you should, we should bring that in more often. I love that idea, and I think hats off to Penrith. And the rest of us, I don't know why. I don't want to sound racist here at all, because it's not. Would the clubs not do it to the Indigenous one?
Multicultural covers that as well.
100%. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, this is why
That
we need to
includes
get
them.
more behind it as well. We should, and embrace it, and get everyone on the. They want people to learn and be more accepting. What better way? Anyway, moving on.
100%. What do you guys think about inconsistency with the refs bunker, the MRC? For example, Latrell only copped a fine for a tackle on Addo, which took him out of the game, as well as possibly this week's game. Then there's Whiten getting away with a hip drop tackle on Jacob Preston. Then you get Leo Thompson, who misses a week because an opposition player jumped over Leo, who only had eyes for the ball. I just want to see consistency. Pretty much what we're saying.
Was that sent
Ray
in by
Barnett.
Dean?
Ray Barnett.
Oh.
I'm not saying a word here.
No, you can, because we've
Sorry.
been talking about it.
I'm just going to say one. It's
Your turn.
different year, same old crap.
I mean, come on, Ed, it's bullcrap.
Is it Latrell's first offence?
No. On what? He's on everything. Sorry, Latrell.
He's a dirty player.
Yeah, but lashing out with the knees.
Yeah.
Like, it may have been an accident or not. Leo's was an accident, but he got 2 weeks. But I'm not want to sound like I'm against the troll, because I'm not. I just see it how it is, and I comment on how
Everyone
it
else
is.
gets copped for it.
But we're up to round 5 this week. Where's all the controversy from round 1 to 5 been from? 2 players. I'm just saying, how much until?
Feels like Penrith have had a lot of controversy.
Yeah, but a bit. But what I mean, like certain players, like Latrell's been from round 1 up to now. There's been every week. There's been something, whether it's on the media, off field, or on field. Enough's enough. Because how does Jim Shorts, that's coming through the reserve grade, think that can he get away with that?
Not a chance.
That's right. It's just got to be consistency. across the
He's a
league.
very polarising figure, isn't he, Latrell?
Well, he is, and let's be honest, he's a.
He's
You
not
know.
doing much at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't get anything for the swearing. And V'landys come out and said, if you really knew him, he's a good bloke. It doesn't mean that he can't get in trouble for doing the wrong thing.
If you knew Spencer Leno, you'd know he's a good bloke. But he got 8 weeks.
Exactly.
But as you said, Jim Shorts swears. He'll probably get 2 weeks.
That's right. But it's just, he is a. Well, some of the young Indigenous community probably look up to Latrell.
I was just about
So
to
he's
say
got an
that.
example to set.
Not even in just Indigenous, though. A
100%.
lot of
Anyway,
kids.
You get Kenny that sits here. Kenny loves him.
Yep.
You see, I just think it's a load of crap, and something. I don't think V'landys and the rest of the crew and then the rugby league at the moment have the balls to stand up to him,
100%.
and they need to, because it's just destroying the game. Because next week, okay, Nathan Cleary does something like that, are they going to suspend him? And if they do, there's going to be an uproar again. It's just destroying the game.
Yep.
Well, if he does something, it'll be because we've got the buy, so
Yeah, well,
it'll have to be
on,
pretty bad.
he might be on TikTok again. Or
I was
something.
going to say TikTok again.
No, he deleted his account.
But you know what I
Damn it.
mean. Like, I'm not against Latrell. He's a good player and he can be a decent person, I reckon. I don't know him personally, but
We'd welcome him on if he come on.
yeah, enough's enough.
Ask why he didn't get weeks for doing stuff.
I'd love to have him on. I'd ask a question. 100% I would. Like, there's a difference between being arrogant and asking him and actually just genuine,
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. I'll be here all night.
It was absolutely teeming down in the Broncos-Cowboys game. Do you think it would have been very different if it wasn't raining? Or are the Cowboys not as good as first thought, considering they were 3 from 3, but was teams in the bottom half of the ladder, Nathan?
Can I just say
I was watching a bit of that and it was teaming down, then it stopped.
it was, but the quality of football they were playing in that first 25 minutes was like it was dry weather.
Yep.
And
Oh,
both
really?
teams were going shot for shot
There was a lot of dropsies.
Yeah.
towards the back end, but
One person in particular, I don't like singling players out, but this player probably really let the team down. It was Scott Drinkwater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
he had,
dropped some.
Yeah.
About 13.
But you probably won't see that for the rest of the year from Scott Drinkwater. He's usually a pretty quality player. I think him being at the back, it's like Kalen Ponga. If Kalen Ponga plays like that, it put our whole team out.
Yep.
I think his performance, which I don't like singling players out, sort of orchestrated where that was going to go.
Brought the rest down with him.
Unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles, and I think the Cowboys would be better for it, but
I think they'll be up there this year, that's for sure.
well, they'll be higher than the Titans, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Penrith can't play in the wet.
Yeah and no.
Well, they couldn't last year. The Tigers beat them.
Oh, I'm not saying nothing because we can't send the play in the dry either, so
They still
That might
like
change
playing
this
in the
week.
week. Next one. Do you think there are far too many rules nowadays? I certainly do, and it's making the game far more complicated than it should be. Dan Lynch.
I think he answered his own question.
Yeah.
100%.
He or she.
The problem is too that they're changing the interpretation or the rules of the thing, like the whole, with the Dylan Edwards case, and it's got to be up to the bunker's discretion. I'm sorry, that's the problem because it needs to be black and white. You can't say, oh well, he may have got there or he may not have. You don't know that. This player here, Joey Marnie, was it Joey Marnie that scored?
Yep.
Or we'll just say it was.
It was.
And when they took it off him, because they said, oh, Dylan Edwards mightn't have got across. Well, who's to say that Marnie wasn't going to step back in on the inside and then Dylan Edwards could have got him if he wasn't taken out? You can't interpret what was going to go on. So I think it just needs to be black and white, straight down the centre. That's the rule.
I want to know what Jared Hargraves was doing because he knew Dylan was coming
Having a picnic.
and he sort of kind of went in his way to stop him.
And see, the thing is, too, they're stuffing with the game. And if you get so many teams or certain teams whinging about this or whinging about that, they seem to try to bend the rules. Like the NRL. Penrith used to do it really good where they used to block Nathan Cleary when he was kicking. Orchestrated perfectly. That was absolutely masterclass coaching.
Yep.
And it shouldn't have been taken away because of Ivan Cleary's smart brain. So now they've taken it away because of whinging from Wayne Bennett and so forth. But now you watch it again. You watch it this weekend, and you watch Mitch Kenny. Very smart coaching once again. Mitch Kenny runs, but it's like he's passing the ball in that direction, but he's still putting the marker off to making a little bit of a gap. Very smart. They cannot rule against that now.
Then they've got the whole downtown rule. I think this is the first year I've ever heard it called the downtown rule. Yeah.
I heard that. What's going on?
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, we need to go back to a bit more simple stuff. Stop changing. It needs to be black and white on paper in front of you. That's the rule. Not up to the player's discretion. Like, Fittler and that saying, oh, yeah, but you got to use your brains and the discretion of if he was going to get to it. How do you know that play wasn't going to then turn back inside or step back inside and go in? We don't know.
Exactly.
Unless, the try is scored or whatever, or the tackle's complete. We don't know what they're going to do next. So it just needs to be left alone. And if not...
On the scoring part of it, go back to the St George where that bloke went through. It was over the line, the whole thing. If they would have freeze-framed it, they could ask 1,000 people, does he score? They'd say yes. He dropped the ball.
Well, that's...
So, same thing. Like you said, if he's coming across, he may or may not have got to him. He might have dropped the ball.
100%.
There's no...
But it was the week before, Viliame kick-out, or the week before that. It was the last couple of weeks. Viliame kick-out was coming through, and it was when they played the Sharks. And one of the Sharks players hit the ref and couldn't get the kick-out. Realistically, kick-out was like 4 metres from the line. You are not going to stop a rampaging Viliame that close to the line. I don't care who you are. You're not going to stop him. But because he hit the ref, they pulled him up. Well, then shouldn't they use your discretion and go, well, this little fullback is not going to stop that mountain.
Would have ran straight over the top of him.
So they weren't using their discretion there as well. So it's gone back to black and white. It's just, we're just on a roundabout. We're just not getting off. Anyway, no wonder I'm grey.
Who's grey?
No, I said grey.
Why is everyone looking at me?
You're not great, you're white.
I'm just sitting here minding my business.
No, I said grey.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, should every club have an NRLW team, Scott Murrell?
Uh-oh.
I'll leave that up to you.
You answered that question earlier.
No. Obviously,
Yes, I'd like to see it. Why not?
You tell I don't read the mail questions.
I love watching Elsie Albert. I want to see more of those
Where is
kind
she
of
playing these
players.
days?
Parramatta,
She's
but
still
she's
back at
injured.
home? Oh, right.
Oh, really?
What was that?
She's at Parramatta, but she's injured.
Okay.
But even so, like some of the bigger girls we got at the Knights, like Caitlin Johnson, she's awesome to watch. You know, like they just hit hard on some of the men, and the skill of Tamika Upton, those kind of things. Like it is good to watch. So I reckon we should, like I said, I remember. Okay, but this is probably you remember back in the day too. You used to go to the Knights and you watch 3 or 4 grades, President's Cup, reserve grade, and first grade, and it was a great day out. And you never forget those
full
kind of,
day.
Yeah, we need to go back to that. 100% we do. And the grounds need to be open earlier for like the stuff out the front while we're on there, like at the front of the Knights game. They need to be operated earlier so families get there, they have a bit of fun. Gates open, you get in, you start supporting the younger grades.
With the women, I reckon every team. And I personally don't care if the team goes out there and loses by 50.
100%.
Because each week they're going to get better, they'll learn more, and then you'll get the 1 or 2 odd ones like the Uptons and that will shine, and then a bit of money passed around, they buy a couple of good players, and then the team picks up, and then you're going to have a good competition.
And it's the pride of that emblem on your heart. You know, like would have loved to have run out the Knights just to play one game. These girls, I'm sure, are in the same boat.
Yep.
Yeah, there's got to be like every team in the NRL, like for the men, it's got to be for the women as well, in my opinion.
All 3 grades.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Let's do it. And that's it.
That's it for this week.
Keep writing them in. We need more.
There's a few there.
Yeah, there was.
Lots of news too. But anyway, we'll take another short break and be back shortly. On that note, welcome back. And yeah, it's time for what caught my eye this week.
Ow! My eye! Ow! Ow! Ow!
Corey.
I'm going to go with yesterday's game between Parramatta and the Tigers with the Lachlan Galvin play to Jerome Buller. These guys are going to be superstars for a long time, and I just thought the way that way he played, and he's 18 years of age, got the world at his feet.
2 match suspension.
2-match suspension with a hip drop, yes, but this guy is something special.
And you got a bit of info on the Lockie Galvin you were talking about there earlier?
I can't remember, so you can say it.
His management want to release.
Oh, yeah, because of Jerome Luai next year.
I think, honestly, he needs to start think. Just use your brains. Aiden Caesar's getting a... That's who it's... Aiden Caesar?
Aiden Caesar,
Yep, sorry. Excuse me, he's not young. He's probably only going to be there I reckon, another year. You'll be the halfback with Luai. Now, bite your time. Learn off these two.
Bite it.
Yeah. It's going to do your game the world of good. You're going to learn off these two.
Yep.
And then you'll become a grade in the game. I reckon he'll become really good. And you'll be partner up with Luai.
Yep.
Stupid if you don't.
Luai had a blinder on Thursday night.
Yeah, and so did this fella. So you put the two of them together, good combination. But the problem is he needs a decent set of forwards to play under. But they're starting to build that at the Tigers. I just reckon his management should say, no, come on, let's think smart. Because who else is going to take him other than the Dragons or the Titans? I'd be staying at the Tigers or unless Ivan come knocking on my door. Or the Knights.
Unless they get a new NRL team, make it even.
Yeah, but at this moment, I don't personally. I don't have a crystal ball, but I don't think Caesar will be there for longer than 2 years max.
Yep.
and then he'll become partners. Well, chances are, anyway, injuries, he's going to get a fair
They've
run.
also got Jaden Sullivan in the mix. However, he's not as good as this guy.
I personally don't see the big fuss on young Sullivan as much as this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's right. Yeah, so I just thought he was what caught my eye.
Well, Gary?
What caught my eye, Reece Walsh turning up to watch the Broncos-Cowboys game in a Cowboys hat. Was he trying to put the mocker on the Cowboys? Well, being a Bronco, the Cowboy hat,
I just
Broncos.
thought, like I've got nothing against gay people, Corey, or anything like that, but
Well, he said grey.
I thought of Brokeback Mountain straight away.
Well, he turned up to training today with painted fingernails. Does that mean he wants to be a woman?
But did you see it? Is that what you thought? Brokeback Mountain, as soon as you said it? Did you or did you not? Come on, let's be honest here.
No, I didn't think about
You
it.
did so. Honestly.
I thought, well, you got a hat on in the
Box.
corporate box.
That's what it looked like, but the cover of that movie.
Maybe he didn't want to get his
Eyelashes?
but he's sore.
It's just Reece
Wet.
Walsh doing Reece Walsh things.
If that makes him happy, good on him. Look, I don't, as I said before.
Aren't they sponsored by, is it Ringers? Is that what it's called? Ringers Western?
Wrangler.
No,
No,
there's one
it's
called
Ringers.
Ringers.
Oh,
It probably was.
Yeah.
He probably got it for free.
well, maybe it was, do they still
Advertising.
have the dude that rides the Bronco?
I've seen Patrick Carrigan and a couple of, I think it might have been Selwyn Cobbo. They've popped up in my news feed as sponsored,
Heath Ledger
where they're
did.
wearing Cowboys stuff like boots and.
Straight from Breakback Mountain.
Yeah, but oh, Jesus. But you are right. It was just coincidental. It was Cowboys,
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a cowboy hat before.
No.
I heard he painted his fingernails so he wouldn't get seen in the Smarties pack. Skit boom.
Anyway, yeah.
Mine is the tackle on Luai. He was sent in the next week by Menu. He also wasn't wearing a mouthguard, which I don't understand why you wouldn't, because a hit like that, it's a wonder he's still got his teeth.
I
when he
mean,
landed.
it's up to player discretion, but I honestly think this day and age, everyone probably needs to wear a mouthguard.
Well, they should do that like in juniors. When you play juniors, it was a requirement.
Okay, personally, I think a requirement should be up until the age of 16, headgear and mouthguard. I know headgear doesn't do a hell of a lot, but it has to do something.
It
has
stops
to-
cauliflower ear.
But it has to stop the impact a little bit.
A little bit.
Somehow, there's a little. Everyone that's put headgear on,
Why couldn't they make, like you said, them hats just a little bit more,
a little bit thicker, lightweight.
Foamier.
just a little
But
bit?
even that's still got to help to a certain extent. After 16, I feel you can make your own decision, your own mind.
Yep.
But let's make our juniors up to that in the mod league and stuff compulsory.
Otherwise, I'll end up like Reed Mead.
Oh, well, you'll end up like James Gray and Paul Bayer. And I take my hat off to that bloke. He's trying to do as much as he can, donate his brain and everything to science to help
He's
the
a
rugby
hard
league.
nut, that guy.
Absolutely gentleman, isn't he? We've
Yeah.
seen him up in Queensland and I said, God, that's James Graham, She goes, go get a photo. I said, no, I won't bother him on a holiday. I said, God, he said, hey, Jamie, can we have a photo? And he's come over, yeah, sure, bro. And I'm like,
Jamie?
Jimmy.
Oh,
And he's put his arm around me and,
Breakback Mountain.
and he was
same with Braith and Astor.
yeah, Braith and Astor, honestly, a lot of people give Braith and Astor a bit of stick to, but you won't get a nicer bloke than Braith and Astor. Absolute legend. Then after it, I said, thanks to that, mate, like via Instagram, said, appreciate your photo. And he goes, mate, pleasure to meet you. It was absolutely a pleasure. And I thought, you know what? Good on him. You don't have to, but absolute two of the nice former players of the game. They probably get a bit of a bad rap, but no, awesome.
I reckon they should all be like that.
100%. 100% they should. But is that everyone's?
Yep.
Okay, I got a couple. Made that free. Broncos and Cowboys game. Tom Dearden did a massive try save on Cobbo. Cobbo clearly went out the sideline. The linesman was standing right there, right in front of him. But they sent it up as a try. How did the linesman not see that? I don't get it. This is what's
Painted on.
really getting up my goat too, is what are we paying these Muppets on the sideline to do?
But how good was Dearden?
Oh, 100%, mate. Like, that was...
Come from the other side of the field, and he,
Tracked him down.
yeah.
I'll go as far as saying that probably will be the tackle of the year.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
going to be hard to beat.
There's been about 2 or 3 good ones at the moment.
But
They've been top 5.
that reminds me of three tackles. Darren Albert on Matt's ears. The 97 preliminary final to get to. Scotty Sattler
2003.
Yep.
and Dylan Edwards
Last year or the year before.
Yeah, the year before. Those kind
See,
of...
and they're saying Dylan Edwards probably wouldn't have got there. If he could run down, I can't remember who it was.
Parramatta fella.
Why don't they show these a bit more on the advertisement of, like the games coming up? Because it's brilliant watching.
Well, to be honest...
Funny tackle. That's
going off tangent a little bit here, but we're not. Has there been a really good advertising campaign since Simply the Best? I know you'll never beat that, but has there been anything up there? Maybe the Chumbawamba, I got knocked down, but I get up again. That wasn't too bad. But I just think the NRL's not really looking into an advertising campaign. Like, it's just, you want to grow the game. Like, they used to sit there, I used to come on TV, and you'd be total silence on the lounge room because everyone's glued to the TV.
Yep.
You know what, though? I reckon they're going to use that Luai tackle in the Las Vegas advertisement next year.
Probably, because it was a good hit. It was a good hit. But you know the good thing about it too? Luai straight patted him on the back and said, "What, well done, what a hit."
Well, he wasn't going to lay
awesome.
there and complain, was he? Because everyone would have laughed at him.
To me, if I'm going to get smashed like that is, I love to see that when they go, acknowledge it. That's true sportsmanship.
If Luai was playing for South, it wouldn't have been a problem.
True.
Anyway, I just don't understand what the linesman done. Like, as soon as it was on the replay, bang, we could all see it. The linesman's been out on his haunches and going, I got no idea.
Just on the Vegas thing off that, I reckon they should start pumping a bit on the advertising it very soon over there. Like, what they have, 10,000.
But we need to get a song that's really eye-catching and someone to really...
Simply the Best was just brilliant.
You can't beat that song.
And we can't have Dance Monkey.
Simply the Best for me.
Yeah, but unfortunately I don't think that'll be done again because Jimmy could do it, but...
No, but just use her.
I don't know if they could.
I don't mean dig her up. I mean use her
Bring Pink out.
from previous.
Bring Pink out to do it. I reckon she'd do a good rendition of something.
You can't beat original.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
On that note.
On that note.
On that note.
Speaking of digging it up, time to talk about the Eels.
Oh, God. The Eels and Tigers, when Guffo missed the conversion,
35 metres.
which would have made him win the game.
I cried.
Clemmer.
Did you see him?
No.
Yeah, he gave up a big after it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was goal. A lot of people uproar, but I thought it was great. Like,
Someone was complaining that he was distracting Gutho, that's why he missed.
No. Okay.
That's a long kick, that, for
But-
a non...
You have a look at how Guffo placed that ball. I don't know what was going through Guffo's head, but there's your goals. So you know as a goal kicker, you're going to either push it a little bit to your right or at the very least at the black dot. You have a look, it's very much facing left of the goal post.
That's where it went.
And that's where it went.
So his money was on the other team, the Tigers.
I wouldn't say that, but you would think someone with Guffo's calibre
also-
would have...
Sorry, you go and I'll finish there.
I was just going to say on that note, Burton kicked it without a kicking tee.
Yeah, well, someone's need to get a little butt kick there because it come close. But if he had the tee, it might have got on. But you haven't seen anyone kick a ball off the ground just sitting in the grass since the 1955.
That's when Gaz was out there with a leather
I was
ball
actually going to bring that up
with
later.
bare feet.
Yeah,
The kicking tees, if they get any more, they'll have to have steps to get up to kick them.
But where was the kicking? Where was the?
Is that the one
little
where
boy?
every time they looked around, or was it the Dolphins one game? Every time they went to go for a kick, or was it Rabbitoh? One of them. They stand there waiting for the ball and waiting for the kick and tee.
So my point there is, where's the?
Sack the kid.
Yeah, well, even so, there should be someone on the sideline that's in control of that, saying, "Hey, Billy and Bob, get on there with
Even
the
the
ball."
trainers.
Yeah, that was a big stuff.
Sorry, what did you want to say?
Oh, I was going to say with Gutho yesterday, I
he's still
thought
down
he
there,
actually
isn't he?
rushed it. He
Yeah.
didn't take a lot of time with it.
Nah,
Apparently they shouldn't have got that penalty anyway.
Hey.
I don't know. I said apparently.
Okay.
Please don't.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of controversy with it. But
End of the day, like, no disrespect, Parramatta, good team, played well, but the better team did win. The team that deserved to win.
from the Tigers, like they did a lot of defending in that first half. And I would
Parramatta
have thought,
threw a lot at
and I
them.
would have thought that they would have taken the juice out of Tigers in that second
But there's
half.
one thing wrong with Parramatta yesterday.
We can't find the line on
Mitchell Moses.
Mitchell Moses.
that.
They
Yeah. You
can't-
put the 7 down, showed me last week.
Yeah, they can't win without Moses. Knights couldn't win without Andrew Johns for a long time. Penrith are starting to do it
Struggle.
without Cleary.
That was
Start-
a fluke. That was a fluke.
struggle before.
Yeah, but now starting to learn. So this is where Parramatta got to go, hey, okay, he's out for, what, a month? Or something longer?
More, they reckon.
Oh, well,
8 to 12 weeks or
8
something.
to 12
Moses,
weeks.
yeah,
We've
it's
got to
a-
learn to win without him. So this is where I go back to stupidity on
Oh, they'll
Parramatta.
win. Don't we play each other again soon?
But this is where I find it stupid on Parramatta for letting
Arthur.
Jake Arthur go.
Yeah.
And another stupid thing from Parramatta, they wanted Mitchell Pearce to come and fill in.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if that was an April Fool's thing or what.
No, it
because
No, it wasn't. It was
He
before
confirmed
April.
his
It was.
approach.
I saw it on Sunday night.
But how many April Fool's things were flying around the internet yesterday? Like, someone sent me the Nathan Cleary. He's out for the rest of the year, and I'm like, I'm not falling for that.
I got the Ben Hunt one once I leave the Dragons thing. Oh, well, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just...
Did anyone know how Mitchell Moses hurt or broke his foot?
No.
At
I
what part
think.
of the game?
I think.
Probably
I
Did
think
he
it was.
keep
It was
playing
definitely. It
with
was
it,
definitely.
bro?
It was definitely in the first half,
Needle.
and he got tackled and he fell awkwardly. I do remember it because it come up a bit of footage.
Speaking of broken bones, Tyson Frizzell's tackle on, I forget his name, the Warriors player. Nothing in it. Broke his leg.
Oh, Metcalf.
That's it. Thanks, Corey.
Broke his leg.
I knew I brought you for a
There
reason.
was nothing there. Like Teflon.
Yeah, he must be made out of paper because it just sounded like a slap.
But in saying that too, Tyson Frizzell's a...
He's made out of concrete, obviously.
There used to be a Cement Gillespie, now it's Cement. We'll call him Cement.
So,
But no, I just think, yeah, that was a wrong. Mitchell Pearce, if he just retired, yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been training for weeks on end, and there's probably a better solution to that. Go have a look in some of the, or even go have a look overseas and see someone that's, what's his name, playing for the Entrance Tigers. Used to have the long beard, playing for
Oh, Blake Austin.
Blake Austin.
the putting Dylan in,
Still playing.
putting Dylan Brown in, throws him out a little bit, gives him a bit more responsibility. I think 1 or 2 games he'd sort of be able to handle it, but then we need the
Okay.
5'8".
Okay. Tissue boy from St George, Lomax.
Yep.
Shoot, boy.
He'll end up over at the Eels, play fullback. Goverson up to 5'8". But does that fill a hole for a while? Is Gutho capable of 5'8"?
I love Gutho. Love him. He just can't bust the tackles like Dylan Edwards and the likes.
I just think there needs to be something better. I'm not saying that Blaze fella's not going to be good, but I think just may have been thrown in too deep.
That's
too
who
soon.
they're talking about swapping Lomax for.
That'd be
Are
silly.
you serious?
Yeah, and they were just rapping him how good he is.
No
and,
offence, but
I think he's going to be brilliant.
I thought we were in exchange for a forward, not an actual back.
I know you've got a love obsession with Lomax, but I don't rate him that much. Oh, he's a good player, but his attitude's what?
Lomax.
Yeah.
That was last year, mate. I'm off him now.
Oh, okay.
He's giving back his cowboy hat.
Anyway, moving on. That's what took my eyes this week was them
Took
three.
them, so you're blind.
Yeah, no, you take them down. But that's
waiting
what
for that.
caught my eye this week was those three. And
Did you read the third one?
yeah, oh no, I didn't.
No, I thought.
Speaking of Lomax,
5
5 minutes to go in the first half. I'd not even have to say it, and he's laughing already. His conversion went shank straight off.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Maybe he shouldn't need a kick and tee.
He needed more than a kick and tee.
I don't know what was going
was
on
horrible.
there.
Like, he's not a bad kicker.
One of the
he's-
worst kicks
yeah.
I've ever seen.
That reminded me of back in the day of the Knights fella.
Robbie Chew.
No, not that old. Brock Lamb,
Oh,
where he shanked it. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah, no, that was pretty ordinary. But anyway, that was what took my eyes this week. Rounding
Caught,
out.
what caught? your
Yeah,
eye?
that too.
Same taste, different flavour.
Yeah. So, let's move on to night of the round. We'll start with, yeah.
All right, I'm going Tyson Frizzell.
Yeah.
Concrete Tyson.
I can't argue with that one, honestly. But say that, are you surprised?
No,
No.
he's always consistent. Mr. Consistent every week.
I'm sorry, but I know a lot of people disagree. I mean, I don't care. As it showed today on their page, I'll say what I feel. I don't care. Everyone has got an opinion, and I may not be right, which I'm not, am I, a lot of times?
Not inside anyway.
No. But
Not while I'm around.
I don't think Ponga should be our club captain, to be honest.
What?
I think he needs to be left to do his own job,
Vice cap.
concentrate on his own game. Yeah. Tyson Frizzell. Tyson Frizzell should be our club captain.
Why can't there be two?
Or I'm happy with two, but I'm just saying to take some of the pressure off Ponga as well and concentrate on his own game.
He's handling his pressure pretty good.
Oh, he is. He's doing a great job. And he's doing the captaincy job. I just feel that, yeah, he does as well. But Tyson Frizzell puts in, and the players even said it too, he's first to train it and last to leave. And what he does on the field,
Is his wife that bad?
I don't know, I'd have to ask him, but he's just, he's just that passionate. Maybe they need to have turnabout like each week. And it'll be interesting to see what Frizzell has to say at a press conference. And joint captaincy, I'm happy with that.
He's pretty.
And it might help.
I think he was part of the leadership group with the Dragons, or captain from.
He's part of the leadership group, but I
Yeah.
think we should have two captains and might take a bit of pressure off Ponga a bit more as well. He's handling it well, but I just think we all know how good KP can be. Would this help? And I think Tyson deserves that role as well.
With Para, with Bolo and
Oh, Bolo this week? Well,
Bolo,
Bolo.
I'm just going down to the bowler.
Just going down to the
my mate Junior, and Gutho. Like you said, KP and...
Sure it's not Fluffo.
Shanko.
Have we got to put up with this all night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only early.
And Tyson, like KP's over here organising the backs or something. It's hard for him to organise anything around the scrum or the ruck area, where if you got the second one, the second captain or the vice captain, they can help organise it. Like you said, take the pressure off them.
Or I'm happy if, Ponga's on-field captain, even so, and Tyson does like all the media stuff.
Yeah.
Give him...
He's very quiet though.
But he talks. Oh, no, I just think this bloke deserves to have a little bit of a...
Bit more input.
Yeah, I think so. Like, there's no disrespect for KP, as you'll see in a minute. But I just would like to see the constant effort by Frizzell rewarded. And I think, he deserves it. So moving on. That was your night of the round?
That was my night of the
My
round.
night of the round was Carlin Ponga.
Copycat.
You've been copying my notes again, Dal. But I wouldn't take it away from him either. They were both great players. But Ponga's...
Yeah.
The last few weeks, Ponga's been a standout by, and Frizzell's a close second. I just think these two are our knight in shining armour, so to speak, and
Pardon the pun.
that's Ponga. That's for me.
Same. He's true to form, and mine go to Ponga.
And he's been kicking goals pretty well of late.
Mine's Tyson Frizzell.
Oh,
He always puts in 110%, nothing less again this week.
So it's a tie again.
A tie.
That's all right.
Oh, excuse me.
So we're going to flip the coin, or are they
I just put him down.
Put them in a vote each.
Yeah.
vote each?
So, yeah, I can't, a lot of times I can't pick, they're both, it's very hard to pick out of both of them. Anyway, moving on to player of the round for this week. And my player of the round out of the whole competition, surprise, surprise, went to Dylan Edwards. I just thought, what he done? I really think he stepped up in the absence of Cleary. And just that individual try he done himself. And
he nailed a couple of goals from the sideline too.
Yeah, not a every week specialist kicker, and from the sideline. I honestly thought he was
He puts in a lot of metres every game.
Yeah, 100%. I know this is a big call, but I mean, Ponga's a great fullback too.
No.
How would you pick if you had to start a team from one? How would you leave? You know, how could you leave Edwards out?
Put
Thought you were
Dylan
gonna
Edwards at
say.
number 14 for Origin.
No.
No, give him a
I
start
was
at
waiting for
one.
the Origin talk.
I reckon give him a start at one.
No.
If he's playing the best in the competition for
Teddy.
New South Wales,
Teddy can have it.
but if he's not playing the best, I get he's an incumbent captain, but that to me don't mean shit. If he's playing the best, he needs to go.
On the other flip of the coin, we talking Origin.
Any.
I'll bring him in off on like Corey
14.
said, 14. When everyone starts to get that little bit tired,
A bit like they do Kurt Mann at the Dogs now.
straight through him.
And his
Cut him
role
a
hasn't
ribbon.
changed there either.
No.
But, man, doesn't it?
That's why I was a bit shocked that we let him go.
Yeah.
Because he was so powerful like that for
Yeah,
us.
especially close to the line too.
Playing some good footy at the
He
Dogs.
certainly is.
But yeah, that was mine, Dylan Edwards. Player of the round for this week for the whole competition. So, Gaz?
There was a couple of good ones. I went to Appy Coruscant. He had another big day out with 44 tackles and running a 30-metre out
Yes.
of dummy half.
Yes. That
And
was hard to...
Shot Parra to
Sorry.
bits at the end.
Para?
What?
Appy Coruscant.
Who shot who to bits?
No, I'm thinking the other one.
Oh, okay. It's a long night. Yeah, no, he's playing some good footy. Playing some really good footy. Yeah. they-
Mine would have to be Pat Carrigan. Not only did he play extremely well in the wet, with 10 runs for 125 metres in the opening 40 minutes, he finished the game with 212 run metres and he collected the inaugural Carl Webb medal as player of the
Yeah.
match.
That was awesome, mate. I really...
I didn't mind that game.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they've done something for Carl Webb because
Yeah.
that was terrible. So it's good to see something like that happen. But to me, that'd be a huge. If I was a player for the Broncos or Cowboys, that'd be a huge highlight for my career. To win the Carl Webb medal, like to them clubs, he's like a Harrigan of the Knights or the Danny Badiris medal, so to speak. And that's I thought that was an awesome touch. But Corey,
I actually gone Justin Olam from the Tigers yesterday.
Yes.
2 tries. Every time he touched the ball, he was dangerous. He was good in defence.
even the week before.
Well, that's right. And I think since he's been into that squad, he's really helped the Tigers out with his experience, especially coming from Melbourne. And it's just, I just think they're stiffening up their edge on their defence as well. And I think, this is why the Tigers are going reasonably well at the present time.
I think they're going to get better and better, the Tigers.
100% there. And
Benji's loving it.
yeah, and all those people calling for Benji now, they're loving it. It's amazing what 2 weeks will do.
Yeah.
Give him a middle finger.
And Benji's not a full-time coach, apparently. This is what, all he's done is...
Well, it's only early too. It's only 2 games, but things are going to build. That's what I say. Like,
But he's right. He's okay with that because he wants to spend more time with his family, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's right.
Everyone's just just rubbish.
but that's why you got other coaches there as well.
That's right.
You got these, you got that, and it's working. The last 2 weeks, Clemens playing some good footy. Their forwards, everything's just starting to click.
Marshall's routine is playing a round of golf before he goes out and coaches.
If it works,
Yeah, stick to it.
pick and stick.
Take it out on that little white ball.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. So, anyway, we might take another short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back, and it's time for a bit of humour now with the crazy ladies jokes of the week.
A man with a bald head and a wooden leg is invited to a Christmas fancy dress party. He doesn't know what to wear to hide his head and his wooden leg, so he writes to a fancy dress company to explain his problem. A few days later, he receives a parcel with a note. Dear sir, please find enclosed a pirate's outfit. The spotted handkerchief will cover your bald head, and with your wooden leg you will be just right as a pirate. The man is offended that the outfit emphasises his disability, so he writes a letter of complaint. A week passes and he receives another parcel and note. Dear sir, sorry about the previous parcel. Please find enclosed a monk's habit. The long robe will cover your wooden leg, and with your bald head you will really look the part. The man is really incandescent with rage now. because the company has gone from emphasising his wooden leg to drawing attention to his bald head, so he writes a really strong letter of complaint. A few days later, he gets a very small parcel from the company with the accompanying letter. Dear Sir, please find enclosed a tin of golden syrup. We suggest you pour the tin of golden syrup over your bald head, let it harden, then stick your wooden leg up your ass and go as a toffee apple.
I didn't say that.
Where's this going?
It was a long joke.
That was a good one.
I like it. Another one?
Do you want another one?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if I can top that one.
Doesn't matter.
Toffee apple top.
Two Aussies were out hunting in the outback and came upon a huge hole in the ground. They approached it and were amazed at its size. The first said, "Wow, that's some hole. I can't even see the bottom. I wonder how deep it is." The second said, "There's an old gearbox over there. Let's throw it in and see how long it takes to hit the bottom." So they picked up the gearbox, carried it over to the hole, counted 1, 2, 3, and heaved it in. As they were standing there, looking over the edge of the hole, a goat come crashing through the underbush, ran up to the hole and without hesitation jumped in head first. While they were standing there staring at each other in amazement, they peered into the hole trying to figure out what that was all about. When an old farmer sauntered up. "G'day, you blokes didn't happen to see my goat?" The first hunter said, "Funny you should ask. We were just standing here a minute ago and a goat came running out of the bush doing about 100 miles per hour and jumped headfirst into this hole." The old farmer said, "Nah, that's impossible. I had him chained to a gearbox."
I like the toffee apple one.
Yeah.
That one
Told you I wouldn't top it. I should have started
No, it
with
was
that
good.
one
It was
and
good,
ended with the
Mark,
funny
but-
one.
It was hard to beat that one, but still reckon mine were last week were pretty good too. Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, yeah. Also, don't forget our fridge competition. Yeah, to win the two fridges. So I'm sure there'll be a lot more entries this week. So also we've got a new Knights shirt for our merchandise.
Beautiful.
Check it out. So yeah, anyone interested in one of them, just let us know and contact us here on the show and we'll line you up with one through Mr. Sparkle. But anyway, we'll take a short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, it's that time of night again. It's time for Talking Schmidt. And caller number one, who we got there?
Terry.
Hey, Terry, how are you, champion?
Yeah, not too bad.
Mate, what's your question for us, Marty?
So the question I've got is, why is it that Newcastle always seem to be so hard on their halfbacks and don't look at their forward pack?
I'm going to let the crew answer that one.
No.
Mate, I'm probably not the one to answer this one because as you probably know, I'm a big fan of Tyson Gamble.
So you're biased then?
Oh, a little. I mean, Tyson, and I said today too, he hasn't been playing the football he would like to play. But as you said, the forward's got to lay the platform for him to be able to do it. And I've got no drama if he's going to be dropped, but I just want to know the reasons why he got dropped in front of Cogger. Like, to me, Cogger didn't offer much last week. No kicking, nothing. At least Gamble had I wouldn't say decent, but he had a little bit better kicking game. And as you said, Terry, there's some forwards that need to take a good hard look at themselves as well.
Yeah, well, like you said, forwards have got to set the platform, but for some reason we keep the same forward pack over and over and over again. You know, you got blokes like Frizzell, Thompson, and probably Elliott this year. You know, you've got them three that they're probably the only ones that can walk off the field every week and go, yeah, I've had a dig.
100%. And I feel that probably Gamble this week's probably taking a lot of the
brunt of it.
Yeah. And, you know, what they won against Melbourne, but they lost against this. So then, bang, he's gone. I just don't know. Maybe it's time for him to pick Cogger and Hastings at 6 and 7 and Gamble at 13. Move Adam Elliott back to the back row with Tyson.
Yeah, well, I've been saying that for I don't know how long. I've been saying it from the start of the year that a ball playing lock, Elliott's not really a ball playing lock. He's a good hard line runner.
Mm.
But yeah, obviously we're not the experts. He gets paid millions of dollars to make them calls, but it just seems to be that we're always critical of our halfbacks. Like, you look back into the past, you've got Mullen, Gidley. You know, we're looking for Johns when we're not going to replace John.
100% you're not. You hit the nail on the head. There will only be one ever Andrew Johns.
Yeah. So.
You know what, though? I don't think the Knights played that bad against a nearly full-strength Warriors side.
We weren't pretty, but we didn't play.
If you had Marzu, Thompson and...
Gay guy.
However you say it.
I mean, things could have changed.
It would have been. It was only an 8-point difference.
I mean, there was some mistakes. I get that. And I'll stand up and say it, you know, and I'm sure Tyson's not going to, you know, ridicule me for saying it. He didn't play his best game this year. We have not seen the best of Tyson Gamble. 100% we haven't. But my point is, there was a lot of mistakes from a lot of other key players that have gone unnoticed. And I'm not going about to throw players under the bus as well, but a lot of players need to open their eyes and take their horse blinkers off too and learn to pass a ball at the right crucial time. That's all I'm going to say. So
yeah, and you've got to... The thing that really frustrates me is, yeah, you know, like Gamble's on irrelevant of... I'm not even going to throw a figure out there, but...
Peanuts.
You've got a front rower that has played Origin, run for 60 metres all game on $750,000 a year.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, mate. I understand your frustration there too. Like you said, Gamble's on peanuts and playing for another contract, and I just think maybe, you know, they won against the Storm, although it wasn't pretty, but we still won.
It's 2 points.
And we weren't that bad against, like you said, well, clunky. Was that the word? We didn't offer anything remote.
Well, yes, we were clunky, but any team, they've gone to another country to play New Zealand at a packed Mount Smart, and we get beat by 8 points, and we were in it till probably the last 7 minutes, though.
100%.
And you know, I understand that you love Gamble, so on and so forth, but we can't keep blaming our playmakers for every... It's the same as our hooker. 2 years ago, it was all Phoenix Crossland can't play football, he can't do this, he can't do that. No, they can't do that because the platform's not there to play on the back of. If you look at Penrith, Melbourne, Roosters this year, you have a look at their forward pack and what their forward pack are doing for the club. You take Fisher Harris, say, out of Penrith, you take Hargreaves. People don't like Hargreaves, but the foundation that guy sets for his backs is the reason that, and it's the reason they're continuously in the top 8.
100%. You can throw Moses Leota in that boat as well.
Oh, 100%, yeah. It's just, you know, Isaiah Yeo, Cam Murray, and Pat Carrigan are probably the 3 best locks in the game by a country mile. And their halfbacks, you know, Adam Reynolds plays off the back of it. Nathan Cleary plays off the back of it. Well, Cody Walker doesn't really play off the back of anything at the moment,
but you're dead right, mate, and that's why Penrith are so successful, because they're 8 and 10. Like,
and a lot of you have a look at Penrith across the board, not just their NRL side. The culture that is bred into that club, it's the same with Melbourne. Craig Bellamy demanded a culture of success, positivity. You know, you had to work. Josh King leaves Newcastle as a nobody, plays for Melbourne in a decent culture, kills it.
You know,
Jack Cogger's exactly the same.
you know,
He went, yeah, sorry.
You're right. I was just going to say the biggest thing is, I don't know if you noticed it, but the Knights' fitness is yet to be desired. I don't know if you noticed it. In the first 25 minutes, Ponga was down on his haunches.
100%.
They all looked
Yeah,
gassed.
I mean, he is doing a lot of work too. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
but
yeah, for sure.
you are dead right. I think you hit the nail on the head too. A lot of it is fitness. Yeah. You look at...
There's actually, yeah, and you are right. People come to the club, and if you speak to some of them, they come to the club because it's away from the limelight of Sydney, or it's away from Melbourne, or it's away from the spotlights. They seem to bring the attitude of, yeah, it's away from that so we can relax and we don't have to work as hard.
Well,
We're off the back of 10 weeks last year where the club showed exactly what hard work
Can bring.
if you work hard, that's the result.
Yeah.
This year, it's like they've gone, you know what, don't worry about them 10 weeks. Well, do worry about them 10 weeks because them 10 weeks are what worked.
100%. And that's the
So
thing too. Who were the
Yeah.
halves in that 10 weeks?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I've played rugby league for, I don't know, 18 years. And off the back of that, if you work hard, you'll get the spoils at the end of the year. If you want to sit back and go, oh, the coach won't realise if I don't run that extra 5 metres or that extra 10 metres or whatever, or don't do that last sprint. But if you don't work hard, you're not going to... And I think the work... it's a positive because fans will keep turning up.
100%.
Like, I love Newcastle and I won't... You know, I'll be critical of them, but I'll keep showing up every single week. And I think they take it for granted at times that, you know, they can get beat for 6 weeks in a row and they'll still have 23,000 people at the stadium expecting them or hoping they'll win. And, you know, you can't just keep going, oh, it'll be okay, we'll get better next week. Because if we keep doing that,
We'll get back.
that's the laxy-daisy attitude that we're talking about. You know, it's not a get on the plane to... Although we did play good. And I said it to a mate today. We played really well. To hold the Warriors to what we did over in Auckland, it's no easy feat. And I just can't for the life of me understand when you've got, you know, 5 years ago, we let Gagai go, or 6 years ago, oh yeah, he's no good. All of a sudden he's come back to the club and he's gone, right, I'm going to finish my career here, I want to be here. And he's probably played some of the best football of his career. You know, and we go back to the fitness thing, and Frizzell, I said to a friend on the weekend, if he was a racehorse, he'd be a Hall of Famer.
100%.
Because that bloke's heart is absolutely enormous. Every single week he goes out there.
Never let you down, mate. Never let you down. But the thing is, I'm saying from last year that 10 weeks we had the combination of Gamble and Hastings. So we know that they can play and they can play together. So why are we changing that really? I don't think we should have changed it to put Cogger in the first place, to be honest, because we know that can work. So it's got to be a different platform. We've got to look at it and just pick and stick. Queensland did it for so long, and they had a dominance for years and years and years.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'll take my Gamble coloured glasses off for 1 minute. If we stick with Cogger and Hastings, but that's the way we go. That's fine, but we have to stick with that. We can't go in 2 weeks' time. Now that's not working. Let's try it back to this one. That's not going to work.
And that's frustrating to see. If they had to come forward and said, you know what, Hastings and Gamble are out of form, say, they're not doing what we expect, and someone like I watched Will Price 2 weeks ago at Newcastle absolutely annihilate the opposition.
100%.
Hands down, annihilated them. If they had said, I'm going to play Will Price at 6 and Cogger at 7, I probably could have dealt with it.
You can't,
but as you
can't
said,
deny that.
the only real issue I've seen with Cogger, not Cogger, Hastings, is the first couple of weeks it looked like he was favouring his ankle. He didn't want to push off his ankle, or he didn't want to take the line on.
Yes.
But he went back to New South Wales Cup
And killed it.
and he's killed it for 2 weeks.
So this could this be a good thing for Gamble to go back to New South Wales Cup, kill it, and come back and fight even hungrier?
Well, it could be, but I don't think it's good for the stability of our first grade side.
No, I don't. I just want us to stick with a combination and stick with it, because this chopping and changing just ain't working, mate. But mate, honestly, appreciate your call, love your call, and we might have to get you in the studio for a guest spot in a couple of weeks. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sounds good.
Mate, throw that out to you. But, mate, you're in the running this week for Caller of the Week, and you go in the draw for a Say a Zinc tattoo voucher or $150 cash, thanks to the Nighttime Podcast.
Thank you.
Too easy, champion. Enjoy the rest of the show, and we'll see you at the game on Friday night.
See you then.
Take care.
Thanks, champion.
See you, mate.
Bye.
All right, guys, time for caller number 2. Who we got there?
Jimmy Rock Hendry, the one and only.
Oh, God. Those of you who don't know, this is our son-in-law, Jimmy. How are you, mate?
Yeah, everybody has it.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Looking after that daughter of ours, are you?
Yeah, fair dinkum.
Mate, what's your question for us this week?
Nah, I'm just talking about, what's the... Last night? Is it last night?
So, something about last night, so I'm thinking he's talking about the Tigers win. You cut out, mate. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Mate, I thought they played rather well and deserved the win. I've been saying it for a couple of weeks that don't write the Tigers off. They're going to go pretty well. And once things click, it'll be happy time in Tiger Town.
100%. It's good to see that we're on the back end of the win this time. There's always been, it's the last minute, like the penalty kick and shit like that, and we've always lost. But to see that we actually won this one.
Did you see Clemmer when Gutho missed the conversion, the penalty goal?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Give him the Daily M just for that.
That was funny.
No, but it's all good fun and games. Like, people kicking up a bit of a stink about it. But I guarantee you after the game he's walked over and shook Guffo's hand. So,
Yeah.
A bit of heat of the moment, a little bit of fun and shenanigans. But from a Parramatta's perspective, what do you think, guys?
I was wondering if Guffo would have done it back to Clemmer if he kicked the goal.
Yeah, good point. He probably would have rubbed it into him, yeah.
Maybe the next game. Something to watch out for.
He might have danced in front of him.
Yeah.
The Guff Arena.
Yeah.
So your prediction, Jimmy, for next year is the Tigers?
Yeah, it's up to next year grand final. And this year,
Keep cutting out.
probably coming in on the 7th or 6th spot.
6 or 7.
So you reckon Luai next year? Luai is going to bring their first trophy in a long time.
Yeah, 100%.
Well,
He's a game maker. He's a game maker.
then you got Abby Coruscant, Clemmer,
Oh, yeah.
Jerome Buller. Yeah, it's looking good for Tigers. I said it. I've said it all along, haven't I? I said it last year that they'll start, people.
There's a fair bit of Penrith connection going in there now. Throw in Charlie Staines as well.
But other than Newcastle, even we're starting to get a bit of a Penrith connection now. What club
Yeah, well,
doesn't
that's
have
not
a
working
Penrith?
out for Knights. It's working out for the Tigers and the Bulldogs.
Yeah, but saying that too, we're going to swap. We're going to swap Jenkins for.
No, you're not. On that note,
mate, thanks for calling. You're going into the draw for the Say a Zinc tattoo voucher or $150 cash, thanks to Nighttime Podcast. So keep watching, and you never know, you could be a winner. All right, guys, it's time for caller number 4. Who we got there?
Yeah, g'day, mate. It's Frank Vassalo.
G'day, Frank. How are you?
Yeah, been a while, mate. How are you?
Not too bad, mate. What's your question for us tonight, mate?
Mate, I just want to know what's going on with this bloody club. These nights, they're changing players left, right and centre. They're being weak. They're being gutless. What's going on over the summer?
Mate, I can't answer that for you, to be honest. You know, as someone said, I guess only the coach knows. I don't like the comment of, you know, coach knows best. But I don't know. I just don't know what to say, what to think. But, yeah, I just don't believe that one person should be made the, you know, example of it here. I think it lies more with just our halves. Our forwards need to, you know, stand up and be accountable.
Back and toughness. Back when I used to play all those years ago, mate, we were tough. These guys haven't shown any toughness. There's no resilience. We used to get up 5 in the morning, jog on Lego just to toughen ourselves up. What are these guys doing?
It was better than Lego.
They're going out
What
to the
position
pub.
did you play?
I was, well, that's a bit personal, isn't it? But I did play in the wing.
Oh, you're a winger.
Winger.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
But yeah, we were tough. Our group were tough. And fortunately, none of the Vassalos ever had any brain injuries that I'm aware of. But, you know, like, you know, we were tough people. Bred us tough.
Yeah, Gary used to play years ago too, but he used to be an old hooker.
Yeah, I thought he was a ringer or something. But,
I didn't make
Yeah,
much
look-
money.
yeah, I was not surprised. You need to toughen up too.
Yeah, mate, I don't know. Like,
Soft as marshmallows.
yeah, I hope the coach knows what he's doing, but I can only just say my point of view. Everyone's got an opinion, and you know, that's what makes a debate so good. But I just don't. I just want to know what Gamble, what the other players have over Gamble for him to be dropped. You know, like what. Yeah, I'm just getting
He's a
the
scapegoat.
Yeah, what they did on the weekend to warrant
him
being dropped.
being
I just want an
dropped.
explanation, and I'm happy for it as long as I know what's going on. Yeah.
Where was this
Yeah,
person
well-
when they dropped Hastings?
No, if you remember correctly, I said we probably should stick it out a bit longer. I don't like the chopping and change. I've said from day one. I was all for bringing Cogger on at 14 or even pushing Hastings or Gamble to the 13. But I just didn't want to see too much chopping and changing. I just think that if we go weekend, you know, we go for another 2 weeks and we change again, nothing's going to change.
Nothing gets concrete.
And it's
No,
not-
they're just gutless now. Like there's one of those bloody twins. He's not doing nothing. Back in my day, you know, we'd get our teeth knocked out, we get our ears ripped off, we'd have our hands pulled off, whatever. We get our arms pulled off and hit with the soggy end. You know, we were tough.
No, that's all good, mate. As I said, we don't. We don't play a sort of throw under the bus here. You know, we love our team and we just want to see what's best for it. So there's no hard feelings to anyone that gets dropped. We want them all to succeed. It's a team game, but I just don't want to see it chopping and changing. That's just my point where I made on the page today, and a lot of people weren't happy with it. But that's fine. That's, you know, I'm not right all the time, but my point is I don't want to see it chopping and changing. Not because it's Gamble. If Gamble wasn't there, I'd still be saying the same thing. It just happened to be that one
Yeah,
of
they've got Brayley in that number 9, haven't they, this week?
What's that? Sorry.
Brayley and number 9.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't got into the team list yet, but so they've got Brayley at 9, have they?
Yeah, they're chopping and changing a lot.
Yeah, well, there's another go. You know, like Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix didn't have the best of games last week, but
You've been playing well, bud.
okay, I'll throw it out to you here. You know, and I'll probably get a lot of backlash on that, but I don't care. If Ponga plays as bad as these do they drop him in 2 weeks' time?
For who?
Well, how they're saying that game.
Yeah, but who are they going to drop him for?
Well, there's.
He's the glue that holds the team together.
But that's my point. I'm just using him as an example, as a
the
player.
other ones can be replaced.
Settle down.
Ponga's showing you why he's worth so much money.
100% he is at the moment. I'm to agree. But what I'm saying is, okay, as an
They
example.
wouldn't drop Ponga if he had a couple of stinkers, no.
That's what I'm saying. So what's it different to anyone else? Everyone in that club is equal to me, and this is what I think. We all, if they should have a chance to build, and I think there's a few forwards that probably need to have a little
Look at themselves.
yeah, and maybe they need to put it out this way. Maybe does a team, the centre of excellence, how they got that big room where they all sit and have a chat, and it's like a big video room. Maybe they need to sit in there and get a couple of diehard fans that have been there from day one to tell them what this jersey means to the town.
Yep.
Like you.
100%.
They need to get some Vassalos on the park, I reckon. That'll fix everything.
God, we will get the spoon.
Never
But
have too many Vassalos, mate.
actually, we got a photo sent in from Vassalo the other day. Was it Christine? Is that a relative?
Well, we don't like to talk about her.
Ex-girlfriend?
I know, she's just a bit funny. And, we try to keep her hidden away from the public, sort of like Chris. I don't know if you know Chris or not, but we try to keep him hidden away as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we know Chris.
Yeah, but, like some of the diehards that have been there since day one, I'll do it. Like, I've been there since the first game, 1988, against Parramatta. I've been there for years and years. We've got tattooed on my chest. I bleed the club. I love the club. That's why I'm so passionate about it. I tell them what the club means.
Yep.
Speaking of bloody Parramatta, anyone want to show Gutterson how to line up the ball?
We've already discussed that. Next question.
you could see on the screen he actually had the damn thing aiming left to the post. What a clown.
I don't really want to say it on the air, but I will. It was for the bookies.
You could have thrown it over from there.
That was for the bookies.
Anyway, Frank,
Show made a kick as well.
we appreciate your call, Frank, and you're going in the draw for the caller of the week this week. We really appreciate it.
Always good to sort of catch up with you guys, and watch out for Chris. He's special.
He's a good character, old Chris. Anyway, thanks, Chairman.
Thanks, Frank.
All the best.
All right.
So, bye.
Take care.
All right, guys, time for our next caller. Who we got there?
It's Michael from Melbourne.
G'day, Michael. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, Champion. What's your question for us, Champion?
I was thinking about the lineup for this weekend coming up against the Dragons, and I thought, that's an interesting shift. So, what do you guys think about the whole moving Gamble out and just shuffling some of the players around and bringing back some of the other boys?
I think you
What are your thoughts?
I think you just opened up a hornet's nest, mate.
I know, right? I was thinking about that too. I was like, this is crazy.
We've been discussing it all night, actually.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And Smitter's got steam coming out of his ears.
Although Leo's coming back though.
Yes.
Yeah, Leo's back.
So that's exciting, and it's good to see a young bloke like him coming through the ranks pretty quickly too, actually, now. So,
a lot of that's got to go to, I feel, to James Fisher-Harris, and that took him under his wing in the Kiwis thing, and he's really come of age. So, Leo's an absolute legend. Good to have him back, and as our little sign we got for the kids to hold up this week, this week, it's Unleash the Beast. So,
cool. Like it. I like it.
So who's
that's good.
Who's Thomas Can?
You'll see once you see him, you go, oh yeah, him. Oh. Yeah, he's it was a fringe first grader last year, playing pretty good footy, but he's only on the reserve, so he won't. The one as we'll get into a bit later when we do the team list, I'm a bit disappointed. Brady Jones. Brady Jones is going back off into the reserves. I don't think Brady did anything wrong, and if actually someone passed him the ball, Broads would have scored under the post and probably changed the game for us, to be honest. We would have been 2 points behind with that conversion, would have put us 2 points behind, changed the game.
Yep. Agree. Yeah, that's an odd thing, I reckon, too, moving him out. I didn't understand why they'd do that, but I don't know. I think he's still trialling a few things, I reckon, too.
Yeah, well,
it's the wrong time of year to do it, don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean? It's just, too much shuffling
there's another one. Dylan Lucas is going from the starting side back out as well. I get gay guys come back in, but...
I like Lucas. Sorry, he's a good young player, that bloke. So, got a long way to go as well.
But yeah,
So-
mate, time will tell. As some people
Yeah.
said today, I'm not coaching for a reason. Well, time will tell. But
Yep.
I just want to, as I said before, stick with a combination and stick with it for a few weeks and see what happens.
Yeah. No, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah.
It's got that cohesion too. You know, that's probably a big thing. So the team's got to gel. The team, sorry, has got to gel as well.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know,
Yep.
Are
you
you
ship people it. Yeah.
are you anywhere near Flinders Street Station at all?
Not really, but I can get there. I'm about 40 minutes.
Oh, there's a character that's going to be there tomorrow night, I believe. Sorry, it's before the footy on Thursday night.
All right.
From the podcast, doing a few little interviews with some people.
All right. Oh, no, that would be good. But, yeah, no, I'm not that close.
Yeah, no, it's all right. So anyone down there listening, if you see a bloke in a nighttime podcast shirt that looks like George from George and Mildred, go and say g'day.
That's the way to do it, isn't it?
Anyway,
very
mate,
good.
appreciate your call.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the show and
Thank you.
go the Knights.
Yeah. No worries. Yep. All the best. Thanks for that.
See you, Michael.
All right.
See ya. See you guys.
All right, guys, that's Talking Schmidt for this week. We're cutting it a bit short this week because we're running a bit late. But who are we going to give the caller of the week to? Any takers?
Terry for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Terry Drinkwater, you're in the draw for the Sayers Inc. tattoo voucher or the cold hard cash, thanks to Sayers Inc. and Nighttime Podcast. So we'll take another short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back. It's time for the week that was with Elliot. How are you, champion?
Yeah, good, Dean. How are you guys?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. No, well, it could be better, as you can probably tell, but
Oh, I was thinking of you today when I'm sure we'll get into the halves changes, but I said, I know there's one man who's going to be crying.
oh, yeah, sort of. But I'm happy for Leo to be back in, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get into that in a minute, and I'll just get some tissues ready. But mate, first one off the rank, Thursday night, the Roosters 16 went down to the Panthers 22. Not a bad game. I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I give myself a slap across the wrist every time I doubt Penrith and their system. I tipped the Roosters for this one, and as soon as the game started, about 5 minutes in, I thought, oh, no. Just the way their forwards stand up, and again, no James Fisher-Harris, but your Leotas, your Lindsay Smiths, and I've got to give credit to a man that gets a lot of hate from a lot of people, Jerome Luai. I thought he was outstanding. It was easily his best game of the year. They were excellent against a Rooster side that just, again, I still think they're a halfback short of winning a premiership, and it showed in their intercepts, I thought, last week.
Well, the crazy lady's just smiling from ear to ear with that comment. So,
So she should be, and happy for young Schneider too. He's a North Queensland kid that ended up, as you guys know, in the Canberra system and overseas, and perfect club for him to fall into and learn underneath. And I thought he didn't overplay his hand. He did what we've seen Kurt Falls do in the past, just hit the corners, play his role, and I thought he was very good.
couldn't agree more. Maverick Guy made his debut.
Yep. Yeah, and great story. I've known MG for a number of years, and he is, as he comes across, he is the nicest, softest, gentle giant that doesn't have a nasty bone in his body. And I texted him during the week, and he said the family was quite emotional, and it was a beautiful moment. Not even just seeing Mav run on, but seeing MG and the whole family and friends in the crowd the whole game, riding every wave. And Mav, as you guys probably know, has not necessarily had that path to the NRL where, okay, he's an out-and-out superstar kid that'll get a chance. He's had to work his bum off. He's had a lot of injuries. So to see him get his chance, the best thing is that can never be taken off him now. He can never play, he might never play another game in NRL. You never know how it works. But he's been there, he's done that, and, it was pretty special to watch.
And his debut was 40 years to the day after Greg Alexander.
Yeah, the uncle.
I bet Brandy's feeling old too. I saw MG in his speech in the sheds say that, and it blew my mind, that stat, to be honest. I didn't realise Brandy was that old. But, it was, like I said, it would have been very special.
Yeah, it was good to see MG. You could see there's a bit emotional. That's the type of stories I love. I love seeing stuff like that. And, You know, unfortunately, my father's not here, and you know, a lot of things like that I can't enjoy, but I love seeing it from other people. If you know what I mean, like that's a rule. I love seeing that. That would be no better. Like Nathan and Ivan. What better thing?
Yep.
You know, after the grand final, first thing you know, he's running. He's got his dad and hugging him. I thought that would be the best feeling in the world.
Dean Young and Craig in 2010.
Yeah, yeah. So, mate, that's just I love that stories. They yeah.
So what's your honest opinion on the whole obstruction situation with Edwards?
I would say it's about as clear as mud.
Yes.
I think what confuses it more is when Annesley comes out, you know, a couple of days after and tells us what decisions were wrong and whatever. I genuinely think there are referees going to some games that are a little bit unclear on the rules, and Warrior Hargraves on the weekend, please. He's so far out of play there, Dylan Edwards. They tell them not to sit in the line, and then when they don't sit in the line and they push all the way through, you got to fall back 20 metres behind play. I think the players have a right to be confused because I know the fans are, and I know some referees are too.
Yeah, it's a bit of a iffy one, isn't it? But I just wish I get the consistency of the rules right. You know, yeah, it's just destroying the game. Like week in, week out, there's an issue here and there. But
Nitpicking.
Yeah, true.
I'd love to see, and it's a perfect world, but in the bunker, I'd love to see more ex-players and more recently retired players. And I don't know if there's a way to make something like that happen, but I just think we're making too many decisions wrong, considering how much time they have to sit up there. And I don't want a referee bash. Sorry, a dog's going wild in the background. I won't. You know, the main referee's in play. You're going to miss forward passes. You're going to miss bits and bobs. But when you're in the bunker and you've got a few minutes to make the right decision, and we're getting it wrong so often, then something's got to change.
100%. Couldn't agree with you more. But my also too is I'd like to see the linesmen get more involved. Like Tom Dearden tackle, like it was right in front of him.
Yeah, I don't know if he was just so gassed from trying to chase down Selwood himself, if he accidentally made the wrong call or what it was, but. Yeah, it looked pretty clear on the broadcast. We called that game on the broadcast like Tom had him. Then they ordered the try, and then, as you said, yeah, the replay was pretty clear.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder seen it was, you know. Anyway, mate, last thing on that, Dylan Edwards, mate. Oh. Does he get any better?
He probably will, which is a scary thing. I thought he'd found his ceiling, and his ceiling was incredibly high. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. His style of play always reminds me of the way Timmy Grafton plays, just in effort areas, and he's just everywhere. But then all of a sudden, a moment of magic on the weekend with his grubber and chase with a full 360. I think Ganane called that game on Triple M, and he was just mesmerised, as with the other ones. I think James Graham was there and couldn't get a word out because his gob was just wide open. It was magic.
I love James Graham. He's an absolute legend, that bloke. We met him up in Queensland when we were up there. One of the nicest blokes you'll ever meet. Yeah,
very softly spoken, pretty reserved all away from it all, but really good broadcaster too, actually. He joined Triple M full-time last year or the year before, and he's been awesome.
Absolute legend. Anyway, moving on, mate. The Rabbits 20 over the Bulldogs 16. Bit of controversy in some of this game here. Latrell Mitchell with the knees and Jack White with the hip drop went unnoticed, so to speak. Oh, Latrell got a fine. But Jack White with no case to answer with that hip drop.
Yeah, I didn't think that one was as cut and clear as two of the others we saw on the weekend, one from Lockie Galvin, the other one Max Plath. But, in the rules of it, it probably would have been considered a hip drop, I would have thought. But that aside, it was a game that South had to have. It was clunky at times, it was messy, it was enjoyable enough, but, they're saying winning solves everything, and it's true. All the outside noise would have stopped for at least, 12 to 24 hours there because they had a win.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. I still think the best of the Dogs. The Dogs are showing some patches of some good form. I'm really like Kurt Mann coming on late in the first half. I think he sparks a little bit of attack, but I still think hasn't been named this week. But Toby Sexton really needs to come into play.
Yeah, and I actually think I only caught a bit of it, but I think the boys on 360 tonight were saying a similar thing. I'm surprised they're persisting with Hutchison.
Again, by no means bagging him as a player. Just they brought Toby Sexton down from the Gold Coast. They were excited about him. I thought he played pretty good footy in patches last year, and they need something to just help unlock their attack a little bit more, because you're right, they're only a couple of clicks away from being a half-decent footy team.
I tell you what I'm excited about with the Dogs too is Viliame Kikau starting to show some form that he did at Penrith. And I mean, no matter what team he's playing on, I like Viliame. I like watching him play. It's like Spencer. I don't like the Roosters, but I like watching Spencer play. But Viliame hasn't been the same since leaving Penrith, but I feel he's starting to get that back a little bit now.
Because half the team's gone with him.
Yeah,
now.
true, half of Penrith. But from a football perspective, who you support, who you don't, that's exciting to watch.
Yep.
Did I see somewhere?
Yeah.
Did I see
There
somewhere?
you go, Coley.
Did I see somewhere that Preston played the remainder of the game with a broken jaw?
Yeah, and I haven't read any more about what happened, because he went off for the HIA, I believe, and then came back onto the field past that test. I don't know whether they tested his jaw then or not, but regardless, it's I've never broken my jaw, but I can't imagine it's much fun getting hit over and over again where you're running around with it. So, yeah, tough bugger. When he's fit too, I actually really like both their edges in Kikau, and I love Jacob Preston. He was their players' player last year at the Bulldogs. I think he's got a bright future.
I hope he enjoys soup for the next few weeks, that's for sure.
Poor bugger.
Poor bugger. Oh, yeah, 100%. And moving on, mate, the Broncos 38 over the Cowboys 12. A little bit of a disappointment, I thought, in this game. I expected a bit more from the Cowboys, but I don't think we'll ever see a performance that bad from Scott Drinkwater again.
No, and I don't think I've ever whacked the Cowboys back five before until this game. But again, yeah, we called this one. It was just, they were dreadful. They missed the jump. I think the rain before kickoff, it shouldn't, but I think it threw them. It kicked off during the warm up, and it was absolutely throwing it down at Suncorp. And they were just mesmerised by Adam Reynolds' kicking game. He had all day to get his kicks off. He was putting up those horrendous floaters that they were only able to get fingertips to. I think in the first half they made 6 errors inside their own 20, almost 20 errors for the game. They were woeful. And you're right, I've not seen Drinky at a game that bad probably ever, to be honest with you.
And you probably won't see it again.
No, but I think what it does, if we're being realistic, he's a guy that they always talk about as a bolter for Origin. I think a performance like that can get your name crossed off pretty quickly, especially with the talent and fullbacks we have for New South Wales, the people to choose from.
Yeah, how do you go? Well, obviously Teddy's going to be being the incumbent, and then how do you throw Dylan Edwards out of that? Like,
I don't think he plays, and I think he's in the extended squad. As much as I like him, Kyle, you're probably happy because it means you get him during the Origin period. But
she's nodding.
100%.
Yeah, I can't see a world. I think we've spoken about this, and we're going off way too early. But I think Turbo, Latrell, and Teddy all have to be on that side, and two of them are going to play in the centres, I would think.
Well, there's a point again there as well. There's so many in there. Moving on, mate. Actually, before we go past there quickly, mate, I was happy to see Corey Oates get a run again last week.
Yeah, even if he was about 12 metres offside on the try he scored, I was happy too. I will say he's not getting much regular first grade side. He wouldn't be on a huge wicket. If I'm the Newcastle Knights and I'm in desperate need of bigger-bodied wingers at the moment, I would be putting in a phone call. I know there was a discussion last year. I think he wanted a lot more money than the Knights were willing to pay at that time, but geez, those tough carries that we saw, and I give Inari Tawala credit, we saw from him on the weekend, but we saw them so much last year from Dom Young and Greg Marju helped set up our set to 6. Unfortunately, we are missing a fair bit this year, and someone like a Corey Oates will take the first and tackle carries. And again, he had a target to kick to, which I think we've missed. Geez, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
I'd love to see him at Knights colours. I really like Corey. I think he's I'd love to see him in Knights. But also Taneva.
Sania Taruva.
Yeah, that's the bloke.
Yep.
Apparently he wants out of Penrith, so I was wondering
No. He doesn't want out. He wants more money.
Well, I was just thinking we could swap Jenkins and get him.
We're not swapping. You can keep Jenkins.
Oh, I get a bite out of that every time. But anyway, we're moving on.
What happened to Sorensen in Knights colours?
Oh, yeah, he'll
Exactly.
come. He'll come.
Oh, we'd still have him.
The Dragons 20, mate. Over the surprise package here, over the Sea Eagles 12, mate. I just don't think, well, to be honest, I think the Dragons wanted it more than the Eagles.
They did.
Yeah, there's probably two storylines out of this game. Is I thought Manly tried a bit too hard and were a bit side to side in attack. Speaking about fullbacks having the worst games of their life, I've never seen Tommy Turbo drop the ball like he did in that first half. And the Dragons' defence was steely. He was outstanding. I thought, and showed up none more so than I think Kyle Flanagan's last hit of the game. They were just, you're right, it felt like they wanted it more, and that was probably outside of the Tigers the upset of the round.
Yeah,
well, the Dragons were pretty orderly in that second half too, with the ball control too. They almost give Manly the game, but right their defence won it for them. So,
yeah, it was. Yeah, how did you think of the Lomax? Zach Lomax kick. Pretty.
What? Sorry. Oh, the conversion attempt. Yeah, it was average. I've seen some stingers in my time. I remember Kurt Gidley falling over trying to kick on one day, and I reckon it was even worse than that. But
Brock Lamb.
That was right up there.
Brock Lamb.
And I think Benny Eichen did the best one I've seen, where Danny fell over, and I reckon he birded about 4 metres, but it went backwards. That was one of my favourites. But speaking of Zach Lomax, they've agreed to let him go in 2025, the Dragons, and there's a couple of clubs in front of Newcastle in terms of where I think he'd go, but
that's okay.
Geez, worse things you could do than have a conversation with him.
Yeah, no, we'll have Corey Oates. I like that idea. I like Corey. But no, he's a good goal kicker too. Good player, 100% he is. You know, like it shows today, like this year, he's going really well. I just think he needs an attitude change, and you'd see even a lot more from that.
He's always had an attitude change.
Yeah, but that's coming from a huge Dragons fan there. But I just think, you know, change that. Like he's killing it. Why would you want to leave a club where you actually, you know, your form is probably the best in the club at the moment? I just don't understand. I get he wants to play a different position, but you know, yeah, personally. Anyway, mate, moving on to the Titans. 14 went down to the Dolphins 30. Poor old Titans, mate. There's nothing looking good for them this year.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's nothing grimmer than we do our Saturday sports show on the Gold Coast every Saturday morning at 8 a.m, and it is hard to find things to talk about at the moment. It's grim. But I think Jamin Jolliffe has been a bright light from the last couple of weeks. Outside of that, I'm miffed that they've kept the same halves combination. I really thought Tanner Boyd would be out, but in saying that, they let Toby Sexton walk. They really don't have many options.
Why would you?
Yeah.
Sorry, why would you let him go? This is my, you know, you don't have, like you're saying, a lot of options. Why would they let him go? Unless they had.
They got a history of it though, Dean. They let Aidan Caesar walk a few years ago, and I think 2 years later he took Canberra to a grand final. It's been a place where they've been able to blood a couple of good youngsters, yes, but they've never been able to keep them. I honestly, at this point, I don't think Tom Weaver's ready for first grade. He's played a couple of games. I know they train in the off-season this way, but I'd be moving Brimson to 6 and Foran to 7 and bringing one of the other boys to play centre. I really would, because they offer nothing in attack and they can't defend their mistakes at the moment. If they don't win the spoon, I'll be shocked.
Well, I've
said it all night.
But I had to feel for the young player for that hip drop. Like, he knew straight away he'd done wrong, and you could see the remorse in him straight away. But rules are rules, and yeah, he'll have 2 weeks on the sideline for that. But mate, not a lot to talk about in that one. But we'll move. Oh, there's not a lot to talk about in this one either. But Warriors 20 beat AL Knights 12. But what I thought we were very unlucky, mate. Dylan Lucas pops it past the Brody Jones. He scores under the post. The game could have changed. You know, so
yeah, I don't share your sentiments. I think to lose by 8, kicking the way our kicking, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, our kicking game is the worst in the competition, which is a big reason Jackson Hastings come back into the team. Our general play kicking is awful.
Predictable.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And I thought we straightened up a bit in attack when Jaden Bailey came on. I'm glad to see he's starting this week. The closer he plays to 80 minutes, the better we're going to be. I honestly, I thought we were lucky to lose by 8. And again, I might be being harsh. I thought Frizzell was outstanding. I thought Anari Tawala was excellent. Ponga tried his backside off. But yeah, outside of that, there was a set of 6 we had towards the back of the first half that I thought summarised our attack pretty well at the moment. And we had 4 straight plays where we went right to left to right to left to right. No change of direction, no one to straighten the attack. And I tell you what we need to see is the Saifidi boys start earning their coin again. And I love them both dearly. I think they're wonderful players, but a couple of sour misses in defence. Their attack, running with no malice, we need them back at their best.
100%. Like, I couldn't agree with you more. They are good players. That show that's why they play at Origin. You don't play Origin if you're a shit player. But there's a few like themselves, and even I'll throw my mate Gamble in there. Are they lacking confidence? Is their confidence down for some reason?
Yeah, well, I think losing breeds a lack of confidence, and Tyson's an example. Yeah, the thing about Tyson, and it's both good and bad, right? Tyson Gamble is not in the top 70% of naturally talented players in the NRL, but what he's lacked in that, he's always made up for an effort. Unfortunately, at times, that can only get you so far, and the last 3 weeks, he's struggled, and he's made some decisions that I'm sure he'd love to have back as well. And that's the reason we won't see him this weekend. I actually think it's the right call, and I know we've chopped and changed, but we saw Jack Coggery, he can play 6, and we saw him play 6 in the grand final. That worked out okay. I know he had a pretty decent halfback outside him, but Jackson went back, did what he had to do in reserve grade. I think this is our best option at the moment. Not to say it'll finish this way at the end of the season, though.
I'm not. Well, I'm a little bit upset Tyson's not there, but my uproar today was, I just want us to. I don't care who it is at 6 and 7. I'm not going to take out my Gamble coloured glasses off for the moment, right? Whoever we pick in 6 and 7, pick it and stick for a bit.
So leave this team now.
If that's the case, yeah, going forward, and we just let them halves have a bit of a run, because chopping and changing every 2 weeks is not going to do anything. I don't believe. We need to give. Okay, Jackson's in now with Cogs, maybe give them a couple of weeks to, because end of the day, we need our forwards going forward, or you can have Nathan Cleary in there with, someone else, and nothing's going to change. Our forwards need to own up and give these guys some room to move, but maybe now that Tyson's been dropped and we got these 2 in there, maybe pick and stick for a bit. Tyson can probably come back and, 13's an option, 14's an option, but my point where today was, I was a bit cranky with, well, not cranky, more disappointed for Tyson. But, Queensland pick and stuck. And, it didn't work at the start, but they stuck with it. And look at the dominance they had. I just don't think picking and changing every 2 weeks is going to, do what we need.
I think there's probably 2 things. I'd say one of them is in terms of our forwards, I think you'll see a straighter attack this Friday, albeit a short turnaround after a New Zealand trip, which is great scheduling. NRL, well done. But you'll see the quality of Jaden Bailey, I believe, bringing the forwards onto the ball. The second part of it, I agree with you to an extent with pick and stick, but what I saw from those 2, the 2 weeks they play together, is our kicking game, again, I go back, was the worst in the competition both of those weeks.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And we need a longer boot, and Jackson has the longest boot at the club, and that's as simple as that.
I don't think our kicking game, to be honest, has been anywhere near it needs to be all year, to be honest. And that's, I'm not...
It's probably Piercy left, to be honest with you.
And like you said, we need that because our 5th tackle options are, I said on the game thread last week, our 5th tackle options are disgraceful, to be honest, with all due respect. But we're not putting pressure on anyone, and we're running the ball or whatever. It's just like you said, it's just so predictable. Let's hope, Jackson's got a bit of confidence, and I think he has from, well, look at reserve grade, not last week, week 4. They won, 50-something. So, mate, I'm happy for him to be back. Jackson is a quality player. We know that. I'll say it how I see it. I'm still not convinced that Cogger is the answer for us, and I hope he proves me wrong. I just think it's a totally different system at Penrith to coming back to the Knights, and he could prove me wrong. And this week, set the house on fire, and I hope it happens.
They got a fire sooner or later.
Yeah, and if Jackson and Cogs play half decent football, stick with it. Let's bring and Gamble smashes it in reserve grade. Maybe there might be an opening for him at 13, a ball playing 13 like Kurt Mann used to be. I mean, that's you got ball playing options all over the field, then really, haven't you? But I suppose that's why I sit here and talk shit and he gets paid to coach. But anyway, mate, moving on. But Leo Thompson, mate, excited to have him back.
Yeah, big in. I thought we missed him. I reckon in the off-season we'll definitely be shopping for a middle or two as well. Put Crokes and Hetherington offered a little bit off the bench. But again, all of our effort areas in terms of forwards, I thought came through Frizzell. And I watched Asdy's presser after the game too, and I thought he nailed it. And it's what everyone knows about Tyson Frizzell is he's the first to training. He sets the example. He wins so many of the fitness things. What is he, 32, 33 now? He is. I think he's our Cameron Murray. He's as important to us as Cameron Murray is to South.
100%. We had this conversation a little bit earlier, and I said, all due respect to KP, we know how much of a superstar he is, and he is, rightly so, and he deserves to be club captain. But I'd like to see us go back to the two captain club like we used to, and Tyson have a little bit more. Tyson Frizzell have a leadership role as a captain, whether it be media or whatever. I just think he deserves it along with KP.
I think he should be just captain of the club, plural.
What do you think?
I don't know Tyson personally. I've spoken to him once. What I would assume, though, is that Tyson leads through his actions, and I don't know that he would necessarily need a title or a game day role to feel like he's the leader of that club. I think it's pretty cut and clear. It's him. It's the sheriff, Jaden Brayley, and KP that lead things there, I'm actually really excited to have them all on the starting team this week. I don't think I can say too much just how important Jaden Brayley is to that side, we just hope for an injury-free run.
I'll renege that comment because I forgot about Jaden Brayley being the club captain too. But he deserves everything he gets. But Tyson, he's just an absolute champion. Mate, moving on. Unfortunately, we went down. But moving on, the Sharks 36 over the Raiders 22. I didn't mind this game over, actually.
Canberra jumped out to an 18-point lead and got run down.
Yeah, you've got to ask yourself that one. You'd be kicking yourself if you're a Ricky. Horsburgh back on the side, which is good to see. I like him. Shows a lot of heart, that bloke. But, I'm still not convinced on the Sharks, How do you?
Yeah, well, they showed they can turn it on when they need to. I thought KL Hero, on debut showed a lot, and there was a lot said about him in the off season. I think that could almost be the last that we see Talakai in the centres. I'd be tempted to leave him there and either have Talakai coming off the bench when Nikora comes back or find a spot for him elsewhere. I thought Hero was outstanding, offered a bit more speed on that left edge too. The Raiders are a confusing one. They looked like world beaters for half an hour and then just absolutely went to water. And it was funny, there was a young journo at the presser that tried to compliment one of the Raiders players and learned pretty quickly how Ricky Stewart operates. Ricky basically said, I didn't think any of our blokes were any good today. I thought they were all useless or words to that effect. So, I reckon they would have had an interesting conversation in the sheds afterwards. But they played Para this weekend, which I think that's a hard one to tip in Canberra.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that one in a minute. But, it would have been an interesting bus ride home, wouldn't it? Anyway, we'll move on to that one. The Eels went down to the Tigers, 16-17. That was a cracker of a game. I like that.
I did.
Yeah. I was going to say Para fans probably a little bit less. I'm worried about Parramatta the next 8 weeks. Without Moses, I thought Talagi and Brown, basically the same player. Well, I think Dylan Brown's an outstanding 6, but he's not a halfback. So against the better teams, I think they're going to struggle till Mitch returns. Gutherson was amazing, as he always is, but Aren't the Tigers everyone's second favourite team at the moment? They're just Happy Coruscant at a dummy half. Young Lockie Galvin at 18 doing what he's doing. To get sin binned and not to let it ruin his confidence, probably knowing he was going to be suspended a couple of weeks and then make the game-winning play. I can see this, how it's been written before. People put titles on this kid. They did it to Luke Brooks when he came in. I hope people just let this kid play his game and enjoy it.
Yeah, let him be himself and grow. There was talk about his managers talking about getting a release because of Luai coming over. Mate, stay there. He'll grow with Luai and become an even better player, I feel.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of him. I didn't watch him as a kid as the first I've seen him this year, but whether he could play 7, I don't know. I actually think underrated by for him has been Aiden Caesar. 32 years of age, comes back from the Super League. I just think the way he's marching around the field and that clunky field goal to win it, but I think he's been really good. It's been nice having someone with a bit of experience there, and let's not forget he's taken the team to a grand final before too.
100%, yeah. He's doing wonders for him. But I loved the little clamours bit at the end.
I didn't see that. What did he do?
Didn't see that. He given Guffer the bit of the bird as he's about to kick the ball.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that, but I've got to say it doesn't shock me. That's part of the reason we love Big Clem in Newcastle. And I got some good boppers coming through. I really like Samuel Afinu. I think when he comes off the bench, he adds a bit of spark for him. And Usai Kamanu, who looks like he's back to his best form as well. He's reinvigorated under Benji.
Yeah, I'm a huge Clem fan, as you all know, and I want to see the Tigers go well. Not just the Tigers, but I want to see Clem go well. You know, like it was sad to see him leave Newcastle, but yeah, I love the big fella, mate. That was the week that was, mate. Yeah, just a quick one this weekend. We're back home against the Dragons. You think we'll bounce back?
I think it's a 50-50 game. I worry about the 5-day turnaround. I worry about the Dragons finding a bit of skill in their defence. I do like Jaden Bailey starting, and I do like this halves combination. So I'll go Knights by 4 in a bit of a clunky affair.
Oh, well, we'll have a couple back too. Got Gags back. And
how do they play in the rain?
Oh, yeah.
Is it meant to be raining Friday night?
Yes.
Well, apparently Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, is that correct?
Something like
We're
that.
supposed to get over 110 mils within that 3 days.
So we'll get 60 on Friday.
So Easter's come now.
Well, I'm thinking we'll just get a boat to the footy this weekend.
I just hope it's not a Golden Point game because we know how we fare on them. But, yeah, it's raining. Clunky affair, maybe 16-12 Newcastle. So.
Ooh. 16-12. I'll take that.
As long as they can hold the ball.
Yeah, well, that's it, mate. But we'll join you again next week, and hopefully we're celebrating a win and start climbing that ladder, mate, because it's looking pretty cold down the bottom.
Yeah, well, they go from that into a 6-day turnaround the following week against the Roosters. So I think you got to nab at least one of the two ahead, either this Dragons game or the Roosters game. Then the draw's a little bit more favourable after that. So I think they can work their way back up through the middle of the season, but I think they do need to get one of the next two at least.
Greg Margie will be back next week too, so that'll be a handy pickup, that's for sure.
Yeah, we certainly miss him. And again, I'm not bagging Tom Jenkins, but it's chalk and cheese watching the 2K. I'd be half tempted to play Dylan Lucas on the wing, and he started as a winger. I know he's a much bigger body than what he was, but he's in that extended squad. I'd be tempted to play him for Jenkins this weekend. Whether it happens or not, we'll see.
I'm going to go one even better. That tall, dark fella from...
Leisha Motherdrecki, yeah.
Yeah, what's he got to do to get a start? He's been playing really good in reserve grade.
Yeah, errors and defensive reads are the two things that they've said they want him to work on. So, but he's a good project, mate. He started up here. He debuted for the Cowboys, actually, and then went down there. He was just going to be on a train and trial. They upgraded him to the top 30. So they've seen enough of him that they like him and think he can play first grade, but obviously not quite ready yet.
Yeah, he couldn't do much worse. So from what I've seen of him, I'm pretty excited to see him come through. But anyway, mate, we'll join you next week, champion. Be safe, and thanks for joining us again tonight.
Yeah, enjoy the footy.
Thanks, champion.
Thanks, Elliot.
Take care.
See you, buddy.
All right, guys. That's the week that was with Elliot, and that's you for this week.
It is.
All right, guys. Go the Panthers. Who you got this week?
I've just had a mental blank. Manly.
That's right. So
We softened them up for you.
and
I hope so.
no, you may not have. You might have wakened the beast.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what's going to happen.
And Nathan back the following week after
No,
that. Well, we
yeah.
got the bye, and then he'll be back. So
He'll be revving.
Against the Tigers.
anyway, go the Panthers and go the Knights. So we'll catch you all next week.
Yep.
All right, guys. Take another short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back, and time for have a look at this week's games. Team list Tuesday too. Corey, you want to do the team list for the Knights this week?
Yep. Or the Dragons. Which one?
You can do the Dragons. I know you'd like to.
All right. Well, I'll start off with the Dragons then. Number 1 is the ever-improving Tyrell Sloan.
Been playing well.
Yes, the wingers are Zach Lomax and Michaela Brother-Lava, and the centre pairing of Moses Suley and Jack Bird. In the halves is Kyle Flanagan and Ben Hunt. In the forward pack, there we've got Francis Milo, Jacob Little, Jack de Bellin. In the second row, we've got Luciano Leilua and Jaden Sewer, and Tom Eisenbooth is packing the scrum. And on the bench, we have Jesse Marshy, Blake Laurie, Michael Milo, and Raymond Fatala Mariner.
Not a bad side on paper. The Knights, we've got number 1, Kalen Ponga, 2, Thomas Jenkins, Dane Gaggai, and Bradman Bess in the centres. Anali Tawala on the other wing. Mr. Consistent hasn't let us down. Jack Cogger and Jackson Hastings, our new halves pairing. Forwards, Jacob Saifidi, Leo Thompson back in. Need that. Jaden Bradley in hooker. Tyson Brazil, Kai Pearce-Paul. Really been happy with him. Adam Elliott, and on the bench we have Phoenix Crosland, Daniel Saifidi, Jack Heverington, and Matt Crocker. Outs Dylan Lucas and Brady Jones head back to the reserves, and Tyson Gamble obviously, but yeah, I think Brady can find him a little bit unlucky. I didn't think he put a foot wrong, but probably needs a little bit more game time up his sleeve.
If it says you're going to get a lot of rain, it's going to be a lottery, really. You know, if it's going to be that much rain,
we've got to get it yet, but yeah, that's a flip of the coin.
Yeah,
it's a flip of the coin. Okay, our halves don't perform this week. Are we going to change again?
Well, you wouldn't think so.
That's where I'm at the point of we've got to pick and stick.
Yep.
It's just not. You know, I'm not. I took my gamble glasses off. Gamble will find its way back in the side somewhere. But I just think we need to figure out our halves. And to be honest, I'm all for Jackson Hastings, 100%. I'm just not convinced that Cogger outside Nathan Cleary. Even with Cleary, he was a damn right superstar. But I said before he even put on the jersey, when he was still at Penrith, it's a total different situation. It's a total different environment, total different team. I'm just not convinced. So
I read somewhere that Cleary made him look good, or could have made him look good.
Yeah, he did. You know, some of his own, but it is a total different.
Side,
So yeah. Anyway, guys, you want to?
Nope.
We'll go through the rest of this week's. Thursday night, Storm versus Broncos.
I'm going to go Broncos. I like the Bronx.
Yeah. I don't know. The Stormer.
A little bit inconsistent type for my liking.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Oh, I'm quite happy with him, but yeah. Excuse me, Big Nelson. Big fan of Big Nelson.
Is he back?
Not sure.
I know Munster's back.
I'm just having a look at my paperwork. I've just got myself in a pickle.
A very good pickle there.
Yeah, I know. It's late, but yeah, I'll take the Broncos. It's hard to go past them. They're playing some good footy. Yeah.
Corey?
Yeah, I'm going to go Melbourne, actually, at home. And if Munster is playing, it proves a big difference. They're coming off the bye, a bit fresh as well. So I think, for me, I'm going Storm.
Hope it's a good game.
Bulldogs and Roosters. Oh, I'd love to tip the Bulldogs.
I think the Roosters.
Yeah, I think the Roosters are going to be way too good. Josh Adokar is out. Jacob Preston's out, and Curtis Moran is out. So it's going to have to be the Roosters for me.
Roosters a bit too classy for me on this one.
Yeah, and they've lost a few there. Got to go the Roosters. Moving on again quickly to Saturday, the Rabbits versus the Warriors. It's I'm going to have to take the Warriors, The Warriors, even though it's over here.
Yeah, I like the Warriors.
Alex Johnson's out. Shaq Mitchell's out.
Yep.
Yeah. Kurt Capewell's out.
No, for me, that's. I was going to say thinking Souths. Thinking might they get their second win, but with all that sort of who's out.
So Charles Nickel-Costad's back in. To Maria Martin's back in.
Yeah, I think Warriors.
Not worried about the Dragons and the Knights.
We just said 50-50.
Yeah. Knights and Dragons, guys.
The halvings makes it hard.
Depends on the weather.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Where's it at?
At home.
Knights.
Obviously,
In a close one.
I'm going to take the Knights because I always do. Yeah.
I'm going for the home crowd advantage.
I'll take my St George cap off for a second, and I think when the Knights need to fire, I think they'll fire this weekend.
We do, but I'm not sure. I'm unconvinced.
I'll be surprised. I mean, I won't be surprised if they don't win.
Oh, hopefully the Knights will win.
I mean, I know the Dragons have got a great record here in Newcastle. Probably one up there with probably one of the best records against a home side. But for me, I think if the Knights fire, this is probably the time to do it.
Yep.
The Sea Eagles versus the Panthers. It's going to be a hard one. I'm going to take the Panthers. I think because the Eagles were pretty crap last week, being honest. And Penrith just seemed to click into another gear, even without
still firing, yeah.
So I'll take the Panthers for me.
Yep. Panthers in a tight one. I think Manly will be heaps better than what they were.
Yep, but just not enough, I don't think. Panthers.
Yeah, it'll be a good game. Anyway, the next one could be an interesting one too. The Dolphins versus the Tigers. It's up there in Dolphin country, but I'm going to take the Tigers on the back.
Who's in and out? Have you got
the ends for the Dolphins is Jared Warris, Sean O'Sullivan, but they're just going to the reserves bench, so they probably won't play anyway. Max Plaff is out, obviously, with the hip drop. And for the Tigers, you got Lockie Gavin out, obviously, with the hip drop suspension as well. You've got Brett Naden coming. They're all pretty much all on the bench. The only one that's really any change is
just the Lachlan Galvin.
Yeah, which is Aiden Caesar and Jaden Sullivan now in the halves, which would be interesting to see too. So no real great changes. Everything's more on the reserves bench.
5-day turnaround for me. I'm probably going to take the Dolphins.
I'm going to take Tigers on the back of last week. Hopefully the roll can continue.
I'm going to go Dolphins.
Fins up.
Fins up.
Fins up.
I haven't heard that for a while.
Anyway, moving on to Sunday. Raiders versus...
no, what about the Cowboys?
I didn't have that one there. I've been dotted. Okay. Cowboys versus...
You should all mix up there.
Yeah, Cowboys versus...
Titans.
Titans.
Oh.
Yeah, well...
Cowboys.
Who's going to go Titans?
Nah, no one.
Chris, you're going to go... no.
No.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
You're backing a Cowboy?
Oh.
Want to be the first?
No.
Anyway, Raiders and Eels.
Just ask our cameraman for the night.
I'm going to go the Raiders on this one. I'm down there at Sunday afternoon, Raider Town.
Raiders Town makes it hard.
Nice.
Yeah, look, I mean...
Ricky will be up.
I think I think Parramatta are going to struggle for a while, as Elliot touched on. You know, without Moses, Dylan Brown is a good player, but he's not a 7.
It's a big pair of shoes to fill.
That's right.
Take on all by himself.
So
I mean, I'll say, like, if they got Moses back, Parramatta's top 4 side or top 8 side. Without Moses, I don't even see him being in the 8.
They're 2 and 2.
Yeah,
I think this will be now with Moses being away for his amount of time. This will how their season will shape up.
The thing is, too, is if you've got a shoulder injury or something, you can still jog around. You can still do something with a foot.
Can't need all that, especially if it's fractured.
Yeah, but you can't train, you can't run, the fitness part of it. I'm Parramatta at the back, man.
Oh, 100% you are.
Yeah, you've always got to take them, Gaz. But
Yeah.
I'm going Para.
Next week we're going to start getting more into some more teams. We've just got a bit of a quick one tonight because we're getting on the Dragons podcast with them later. But don't forget, guys, all their competitions, the fridge competitions. Send in your photos at the games.
I can't do me showing the fridge anymore.
No, but we might get a few prizes in here soon. You could show off.
Yeah.
But also, don't forget we've been doing some game day, pick the scores too, where you can win some merchandise. So get on in that and have a go at them. And next week, we're going to do it this week, but how about next week we do our first ever members draw and we'll give a prize away next week.
sure.
I'm feeling like I want to give something away. Also, the new Knight design shirt from us. We've got heaps there up in the merchandise cupboard for sale for people that want to buy it. But yeah, that's us this week, guys.
Don't forget, you can buy these shirts too.
There's plenty there for sale. So you're going to start coming back on a regular occasion now, or?
Hopefully.
What about me?
Oh, you're part of the furniture, mate. You're not on one of them shirts and that for nothing.
For nothing.
You're.
My son said, my eldest boy said to me yesterday, he says, "So why are you on there? Why haven't you got sunglasses?" I said, "Just what Smith had done." He said, "What are you on there too?" I says, "Because I'm one of the regulars from the original."
Well, actually, I had someone ask, "How come the oldest bloke looks like the youngest?"
I'll tell you one thing. I'll definitely be back next week.
Good.
Oh. I might have a day off. Anyway, I think he's thinking that they're going to do us.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'll still wear my jersey of pride, regardless whether we win or lose.
Just for the fans out there and that, if you've got any other mates that any team, doesn't matter, tell them to join up.
Yeah, there's a spare microphone,
Yes. I asked a couple, but they were working, they couldn't get in tonight.
Well, we did have a few that are keen. They're just trying to work around work, but there's always a spare mic. Like it's there for people to enjoy and have a bit of fun. So get on.
But just join and watch us and ring up.
Get involved, win something. But also, we have some awesome players coming on soon as well. As soon as we just get our internet, good shout out to NBN for nothing.
We got the same trouble.
Cut the line down the road, so we were without internet for 3 weeks. So we were going to have some Zoom calls in the next couple of weeks, but that's just on the back burner slightly. So anyway, just check out the Ruck Infringement podcast too. Good friends of ours. So don't forget to check them out. And most of all, enjoy the footy. Be safe. And don't forget the Smitter Foundation. We'll be launching that soon. So
What a great foundation.
Don't forget about, you don't know what the next person's going through mentally. So be kind to each other and
ring up and just have a chat for a bit or whatever.
And well, hopefully one day, that's the goal, is that we'll have a full-time counsellor. So I won't stop till we try anyway. But thank to all our sponsors. Get to the gal. Thursday night footy, you'll have us on first. Big shout out to all the members at the gal there. And we'll be dropping by soon to maybe do a show down there. But we've also got in the pipeline for Mitchell, my neighbour that's diagnosed with brain cancer. We're going to do a bit of a live show there at First in Mosiah one Saturday night after, I think it's Parramatta game or the Broncos game. So we're going to do a bit of a live show, a bit of a live talking Schmidt, so to speak, and raise a bit of money for Mitchell. So keep you posted with that, and let's pack it out and get the fellow a bit of money. Yeah, we'll have auctions and stuff, and we might even auction Chris off to someone or something, Yeah, you never know. Anyway.
We've got a maid's outfit for him,
Well,
so they could go
hope
and do
to
some
see you
work.
there, guys, Friday.
Yeah, we'll be there Friday, obviously.
Yep.
And also, another thing, we want to see your signs. Like we said last week, if we got anyone's, I've got the kids a new sign. We'll have two, one for reserve grade and one for first grade this week. So, yeah, let's get out there. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot. And until next week.
It's all about the league.
Chris!
You sure? Nothing you need to talk about? Have you wet your pants?
Yeah.